Well, there goes the Daverhood. Good morning, everybody, and welcome. What's the matter?
You're very loud.
I'm very loud today. I'm a loud person, so I'm being very loud. You're not on camera. They can't see you.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm Dave Lefkowitz, and this is
Do you need a jacket?
No, I'm great. What's the matter?
Go get a jacket.
I'm here. Spider's still up there.
Oh wow,
I don't know if you can.
there.
He's not really showing up on the feed.
Don't annoy Spider.
I don't know if you can see him, but this is our friendly pet spider. He's kind of small, except with incredibly long. Tea would be great. Thank you very much. With these incredibly long legs, and I'm me with my incredibly short legs. But I'm Dave Lefkowitz, and this is the 863rd edition. Get that. Stay down. Get down. Stay down. Of Dave's Gone By. We are here, and this is live. This is the weekend, post-Labor Day weekend. It's September 10th, 2022, and we do this, and have been doing this, for almost 20 years, and for many, many years, Saturday mornings from 9 until noonish, or thereabouts. So, it's a mix of humor and talk and music, and we're doing it, obviously, outside today. Right? Because it's absolutely gorgeous weather right now. It'll warm up a bit as the show goes on over the next 2.5, 3 hours. You're going to start to seem like schwitz and be like, and I'll wilt. But right now, it feels about 66 degrees out. And we're in, this is where I live now. We're in beautiful Maryland. Have this canopied porch, which is probably why I'm not getting enough light on my face. And also I've got the side lighting. But oh my gosh. This is kind of our next door neighbor's tree-ish area house. So without breaking any rules in terms of privacy, you can kind of see what we look out into on that side of our neighborhood. Pretty neat, huh? So I don't mean to boast. I'm just saying this is my brand new life that I'm trying to get used to, and that I talked about last week about what is someone like me living in a place like this. But I am, right? And have been for a month now. And God, I'm a hairy beast. My wife is right. Look at that. Good Lord, I'm a bear now. Anyway, I almost wish I could have done this an hour or two ago because there was a bunny in the yard and a cardinal flying by. It's been a pretty neat time all in all. But that's not why you're here. You're here to hear me talk and goof on things. You're here for our Colorado Limerick of the Damned. And no, I'm not in Colorado, but we lived in Colorado for a bunch of years. I took it into my head to write terrible poems about as many places in Colorado as I possibly could. And I did, and have kept doing them, and have more than 200 of them now. And every week I go and share with you a disgusting, horrible, evil, rude limerick about Colorado, and we call those the Colorado Limericks of the Damned. And today, where are we going today? I'm going to put my finger on the globe, and it's going to hit a real place called Swink. There is a Swink, Colorado. So I think I'll do a poem about Swink. And I think we know it also rhymes with that word. You don't want to know. Anyway, we will also have our weekly, I'll save that, Greeley Crimes and Old Times. This is because, again, we lived in Colorado. There's a newspaper out there called the Greeley Tribune. And in the Tribune, every week, even though this is a real newspaper, serious journalism, telling news of Colorado, they have a sense of humor there. And they do 2 columns every week. One is called Cop Log. And these are phone calls that come into the police department up in northern Colorado of people who are seeing really weird things going on in their neighborhood. And sometimes the calls are weirder than what's going on in there. Anyway, we're not talking about the heavy, terrible murder, knifing, stabbing, rape, disorderly conduct stuff. Well, sometimes disorderly conduct. But these are the odd things. These are things like, oh, I noticed a horse pooping over a fence. Can you please send a cop? And legitimately, that's what got me started about 5 or 6 years ago on this segment, because I mix those up with items that were in the Northern Colorado newspaper 100 years ago, back in 1922. Our friend at the Greeley Tribune, Mike Peters, goes through the papers from all those years ago, plucks out the goofiest, most nostalgic, and most interesting ones, puts them in the paper. He shares them with the world. I share them with you. Thank you very much. Oh, look at this. It's not just tea. It's tea in a special plastic container. Look at this. It's like opening a gift of tea.
It's a tea gift.
Let me inhale. Yeah, I'm not going to burn. The best part of tea is scalding your face. Oh, that's a nice. And she makes it so well, too. She puts a lot of sugar in there. Oh, lovely. Thank you there. Thank you very much. Anyway, so we'll be doing those 2 items on Dave's Gone By, and then 2 more very important things. One of which, I'll put this over here, is that we have a guest. First time in about a month or so, because we took a week or 2 off when we were moving and all of this, but we have a guest today. And our guest in the Daverhood is when you put the word veteran, this is veteran. Longtime actor and director and acting and directing teacher named Roger Hendricks Simon. Roger Hendricks Simon has been, if you ever read Backstage, you saw ads for his school, the Simon School, plus he's got IMDb credits, and he's got a ton of theater credits from all over the country, and London too. Just everywhere from BAM to Lincoln Center to La Mama, to the downtown stuff, to something that he will be appearing in just, when is that happening? Let me get the info, the creds on him for you, on Roger Hendricks Simon. It's a show called, he's in a one-act play called Sex and Real Estate at the Chain Theater right in Midtown Manhattan. I didn't take the dates down, so he's going to have to tell you those. But it's Sex and Real Estate, and you can go see Roger Hendricks Simon live appearing, and he was in
You look very handsome in your outfit.
Well, thank you. He was in the
put you
sequel
on
to
the
Wall
Facebook.
Street that Oliver Stone directed. Do I look lovely, dear?
You look handsome. I did there. I looked on the Facebook inside, and I can't do both because
Brand new,
yeah.
$12 shirt.
You look
From
great.
was it Loft? Was it no? We didn't get that. Where did
No,
we
it
get this?
was
Cole?
from Marshalls.
Marshalls. Huh?
We should have gone in Home Goods, but we didn't.
Spiffy. So I don't know why I'm doing breast
look
pumping
good. Let me
with
see.
Spiffy, but
Yeah,
yes.
you look lovely.
Well, thank you. Well, thank you,
You
dear.
look very festive.
But Roger Hendricks Simon, he'll be talking about this play he's in. He's also in a movie, apparently a very funny movie that you can watch. I'm not sure where you can watch it, but he'll tell us about it.
YouTube?
It's not on YouTube. I checked. I was looking for it. You can see the trailer on YouTube, and the movie is called
Maybe
Love in Kilnary.
maybe Vimeo?
I tried to find it. He'll say if it's available to watch.
Maybe it's like pay-per-view kind of stuff.
Yeah. They shot it a couple of years ago, but it's first making the rounds now.
Oh, wow.
Called it was probably just before the pandemic, I'll bet. They shot it. Anyway, so what else do I need to tell? Oh, so Roger is going to be also, not only will Roger be talking to the great, the one, the only, the Jewish Rabbi Sal Solomon, but he will take part in our weekly Today, Yesterday Trivia quiz, which will feature our beloved Leslie Hoban Blake, who is a theater critic and co-star of Two on the Aisle, and David Sheward, who is also a theater critic and writes for TheaterLife.com, CulturalDaily.com, and has his own blog, The David Desk. So we've got a wonderful, typical, jam-packed program for you on this episode of Dave's Gone By, featuring me and my darling and adorable wife, Joyce, who's freaking out about the
I
spider.
don't want the spider to get my tea.
The spider's not going to get your
Spiders love tea.
tea. Spiders can get their own tea. You know how they order it? On the web.
Oh, that's funny. That's very
Do
funny.
you get that? Do you get that?
Tell them you've been listening to the puns.
Spider bites me and kills me. You know what you would be?
What?
Black Widow.
Punny world.
Well, yeah.
Punny world.
I'm trying to no, I can't think of anything with arachnid. Arachnid.
That's a hard one.
So, like, when when they cut off Saddam Hussein's testicles, was that an arachnid?
Could be.
Could be. It could be. Anyway,
That's a good one.
what happened this week? What do we want to talk about, my dear?
I'm still sleepy. I don't know.
I know, I'm tired too. It was a long week. It was our second week teaching, so there's all of that. And you know what's funny? I was more tired coming through this week even though it was a short week. I didn't have to teach on Monday.
Harder.
It was a Labor Day
I think
weekend.
it's always harder when you have a vacation because you're in vacation mode and you're like, it's hard when you're coming off a day off.
Yeah,
to get
Tuesday
back
night
in.
I was like, no, I don't know. I don't get up 5:30, 6 in the morning, go drive, do people, young people.
That's exactly how you said it.
Yeah, and literally while I'm in class, I'm looking at my students and young people. Yeah, I'm like monk. It's like, don't don't touch. Yeah, you do your homework. I don't. Okay, cool. You did your homework. You didn't do it. I don't give a shit. Just be there for an hour, and then we'll go away from each other. Bye. And I've got to do that 3 times on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Ack. And it wasn't so bad the first week because you have that adrenaline, that excitement. You're afraid.
I think it's novelty, and then you're like, wait, this is. Who said to me? Somebody said, "Oh, we have to do this for like 16 more weeks."
Yeah. And already in the second week, it's kicking my ass. Already in the second week, I'm thinking.
I think it's like
when's vacation?
It's like everything. You got to get used to it. You know, get used to the pattern.
I have to prove myself again. I'm going to be observed in a week or 2.
You get used to it.
Yeah.
It's just to make sure that you're teaching.
Well, I'm going to assign like a 49-minute writing assignment. And I'm just having to talk to them for a minute. And just
I'd be like, and now, go into your group.
If you need any help, I'm here. I can't necessarily help you.
I would make part of that class group work, and then you can go around.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Because I'm sure she would say, as we would talk about this, and make at least some part of the class writing. You have to, or else even in less than an hour, they're gone. They're zombies.
But, in all good faith, I am too. My patience... Because of social media and just life, I think my patience were short and have gotten shorter.
Oh yeah, definitely.
You think I have?
Mine too. Also, even though I can go on here for 3 hours and I expect everybody to pay attention every second.
That's because you're in complete control.
Yes.
And it's different. So when you're in control of something, I thought I saw the deer.
Oh.
No, it's not. It's
just, if you see the deer,
no, I just see it. There's something there that looks like its leg, but it's like must be a piece of. It's a perimeter. Yeah.
Yeah, we saw deer. The deer did not come into our yard last night. It was in the next door neighbor's yard.
There was only one.
We were waving at him. Yeah.
Usually we get the ufti deer.
Yeah. We got bunnies last night, but the deer stayed on that side of the fence, and I was so disappointed. I wanted to say hello or hi, deer.
Yeah, but ufti deer usually stands. So a lot of the deer will eat the grass or the bushes, but ufti deer climbs up a rock wall that we have and kind of moseys through it and kind of gets lost, and everyone leaves ufti deer behind.
Yeah.
It's sad.
If you haven't watched this program, you don't know that ufti was our beloved late dachshund, whom we had 2 dachshunds. One of them was very, very smart. The other was ufti. Although ufti was a bit of an athlete.
He was an athlete. He was super healthy.
Probably, but the brightest dog, not.
It's what made him live to 18 because 24/7 he was exercising. I mean, he was like Jack LaLanne for dachshunds.
Loved him. But whenever we see, there's deer and they're beautiful and they're graceful and they're grazing. But there's one
Maybe Murray deer. That's a Murray deer.
It was clomping along. Yeah, but the other one was clomping along.
He trips into the bushes. Yeah, he's he's.
Hi. I hope they're no hunters. And I was like,
I know, poor ufti deer.
Gotta love them though. Gotta love them. So anyway, so that's been sort of the week of coming back. You get that day off. You go shopping. You relax and mellow out. All the time in the world to do lesson planning and PowerPoints. Yeah. No papers to grade yet. And now it's like, I got papers to grade. I've got to plan for 3 separate lessons next week. Get them ready on PowerPoint, and I have a day, 2 days, a day and a half. Yeah. So it's just like 14 more weeks.
It's just getting in the practice of it, like anything. It's like. When you start anything new, it's like, how do you integrate it and routinize it,
Yeah. No, I'll manage. It's just kind of like, week after, and then you go through that. You probably don't get this because of the subjects that you teach, because you have a very particular, either people are interested or it's a beginning thing and you have sort of this swagger of, you're coming in to teach them a particular subject.
Practice, yeah.
I teach English, and I'm getting people who I'm lucky if they can really do a compound sentence.
Yeah.
And they're expected to know how to do compound sentences by now.
I know. So I think you have to have realistic goals. Like part of what you do is you assess the group and then you make but let's talk about your week. I mean, people want to hear about some...
Yeah, I want to start getting negative on like having to teach and just realizing that I'm not really contributing anything.
You are.
It's like you make them do the writing, and that's great, and it's the same writing they're doing now that they will be in December.
So. I don't think so. Learning takes time.
It'll be better organized, but the sentences will still be all over the place.
Learning takes time.
I know. Well, they've had 12 years. They have. Sigh. Anywho. All right, moving on to other things. What shall we talk about? We got, we bought just yesterday, I think. Yeah. So, Joyce is like, let's go to Lazy Boy, we'll get all these beautiful things, and this and that. And I'm like, Goodwill, stuff on the street, bum vomiting into a container. Maybe that container could be useful to us. No. We have very different things. I'm just trying to get something nice but cheap. And she's like, cheap as dear. But we compromise, so we go with a local Goodwill that's got really good reviews.
It's not a Goodwill.
It was a Goodwill. We went to Goodwill yesterday.
But we went before you got your desk at a consignment.
Oh no, that we got. That was and that's nice. Yeah, we have to figure out how to get it here.
Yeah, we own it. Yeah.
But for other stuff, we were looking, for lamps and sundries and things around the house. So we pop into the Goodwill, and you find wonderful things. And we found a desk lamp, this nice gray, because everything in the house that we bought is either white or gray. That's just how they left it. So we get this gray, and it's still in the wrapper, right? Now, we're not talking about an expensive lamp. We're talking about like a $15 Target lamp. But it's less than half price. It's wrapped up. It's perfect condition. Yeah. I'm carrying over. I'm taking the wrapper off. I'm untying the cord. And this rolled up piece of paper, like a treasure map, falls out from the bottom of the lamp. I'm like, what the hell is that?
That's scary.
Are there really,
You thought it was a pirate treasure, remember?
Or, I'm like, that's a lot of instructions for a lamp. Mm-hmm. It's kind of...
Put in bulb.
A lamp should be, yes, screw bulb in clockwise to remove, counterclockwise, don't force.
Plug in,
turn,
plug in,
not plug in. I guess you can write a bunch of instructions for a lamp. But what fell out was not that. What fell out, I wonder if I kept it here to actually read from it. I don't think I popped it in here. But it was literally saying...
Geomagnetic coding or something.
This item.
Yeah.
This item might interfere with radio wave frequencies from airplanes. Seriously. It's a desk lamp.
I'll tell them why.
Well, but okay, I'm telling you, it's this lovely little plastic...
What you first thought was that maybe somebody put the wrong instructions, with it.
Yeah, I thought maybe, this must have come from...
Got mixed up.
Like a CB radio kit?
Yeah.
Some kind of smart TV? What the hell? Because it's like 10 different things to warn you. It's like, if you notice that this is diverting frequencies from some control tower, please turn this off. I mean, it's a lamp! It's a lamp! Mm-hmm. And then you reminded me, what's kind of cool about the lamp and how recent cool. It is that it has a thing on the side where you can, if the lamp is plugged in, you can use it as a charger. You can actually charge a device, plug it into this little desk lamp.
Isn't it crazy?
And charge your phone, right? Or charge whatever else, an MP3 player, whatever. Yeah. So, and it's like, and then we looked at each other and said, oh my God, I guess because you can plug a telephone in there or a computer and charge it up. And now this lamp could be conveying secrets to the Russians.
I think so.
It's like, the bulb is flickering. It's an SOS message from Maryland. We must go. We call Chinese. We all come.
Isn't that funny?
But you don't expect that kind of serious warning.
Well, everything in our house talks to us, so why shouldn't the lamp be different?
Oh, that is, the house is lovely. The house is wonderful. But it keeps reminding us that we're in something that needs to be maintained. Right? So what happened? So this week, the toilet got stopped up.
Or maybe that was last week.
That was last week. And we're going to go through all these permutations, but we don't have to call a plumber because Joyce figures out that if you pour, solvent goo.
Hot soapy water.
Hot soapy water.
And you plunge it hard, yeah.
And we had the snake thing, so we put the snake thing in.
We had the beehive. You did the beehive last time. You talked about the beehive plunger.
The corky plunger.
Corky, yes.
And I did talk about it last week. And I forgot to mention, I put my fist all the way through the toilet to get through the poo blockage. I wish you could see Joyce's face right now. Swallow, dear. That's what I said last night.
I had a mouthful of hot tea. Please don't do that to me. You're trying to kill me.
And then, so that was that. That was it. And then the shade broke. Last week when we were doing the show, we pulled the shade up to get light in the room that we were doing this, and then it's just the shade snapped back up and fell off the wall, and now suddenly the hole was too big. So Joyce figured, we'd go to Home Depot.
Well, I looked it up, and, they're like, oh, you could glue in a toothpick, and I'm like, come on now. So then I kept Googling, and they said, you just get a screw that, if it's like 1 1/4 inch, do a larger screw so it grips the plaster.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have plastered over again.
Yeah.
So.
Otherwise, I would call the repair person, and it would cost $100 to fix a shade that popped out on the wall. Same time, we're trying to bring in some furniture, the little pieces, and Joyce is carrying because I don't carry. She's the workhorse, but I'm opening the door for her. I open the door too wide, and then it breaks off the little. What do they call a spring door?
The hydraulic closure thing. Yeah.
The hydraulic closure thingy.
And what about also our fridge?
Yeah, and all of this in a week and remember, this is a home that is beautifully cared for, that was redone almost top to bottom, much less than a decade ago.
Yeah.
Brand new appliance, brand new everything. Yeah. Meanwhile, so our fridge.
It talks to us.
It makes little boopy noises sometimes, and it tells us, oh, your water filter is not complete. It's time to replace. Yeah. It gives us like a red message in digital code on the front of the refrigerator. And it's like, time to replace your water filter. Now, replace your water. So I said, okay, fine. I go looking on Amazon and eBay and stuff like that, and I find a perfectly good generic water filter. Literally, you can't even find a Samsung water filter at half the places that sell these. Your Walmart won't carry a Samsung water filter. These are exactly the same size, exactly the same thing. So after much consternation and twisting and turning, because these things expand and get stuck, we pull out the old water filter, and we pop the new one back in. And we still have the message. Change water filter.
It doesn't make that sound.
It doesn't make, no, I make that sound. I look at that message, I see the red, I go, change water filter. And we press all the buttons, and we reset, and we're like, oh, for God.
We have to read the manual. We have a lot of manuals.
So now we're waiting for a week now, an actual Samsung water filter to see if that really does make because they do that. They tell you in instruction manuals for the things that you buy from the companies that you buy them from. We didn't buy the fridge, it came with the house, but where they say you must use a Samsung brand this for the best results. If you're using a T-Mobile there, then you must have a T-Mobile, and usually it's bullshit. It's not actually true. They just want you to buy their product and keep buying their product.
We'll tell people next week if it works.
Like if you buy a Xerox machine, it'll probably tell you in the thing, please use Xerox paper. Use Xerox paper for the best quality results, because if you use Hammermill, other than that...
Look how that one leaf is red. It looks like a bird, you see?
Yeah, I was looking at that,
I thought that was
over
a
there.
Bird, yeah.
No, yesterday I went out literally to look at it.
And it's right by the birdhouse. That's very interesting. Maybe it's mimicking nature.
It's just leaves haven't really turned yet here for the most part, but we got one red leaf over there. Got a couple of things starting to happen here. Kind of cool. On this beautiful...
A lot of pink. The pink ones are coming up. See, we have a line of pink going up the back.
Light pink flowers in the back. And those are sort of pinkly purpley.
Oh, that's the butterfly flowers. I forget the name, but they attract little butterflies and such.
Yeah. Well, we had, we're deciding on which landscaper to go with. Because we realized, like a day, we thought, have this beautiful long part of the joy of living in country-ish suburbia is we'll go out, we'll tend the flowers, we'll
Mhm.
prune, we'll cut, we'll clip, we'll this, we'll that, and then we look and we're like, no,
I
we
think
just get
I think
someone
you
to
just,
deal with
well, I
this.
think you need an expert to guide you. So
Yeah.
we will.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
for a long time.
Yeah.
But it's a nice view. It
Mhm.
really is. You can't say. I mean, I showed it to you last time on the thing. I'm not going to turn the computer around.
Well, one of the neighbors who is a master gardener, he said, like in Colorado, CSU is the ag school, like agricultural extension school.
Yeah.
There's an ag extension school here in Maryland, so they might be
Oh,
helpful
they must.
too.
Yeah.
I don't know the name of, he discussed it, but I don't know it yet. But oh, look at the leaves. The leaves are trembling.
Yeah, the wind is shaking the leaves a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's amazing how some things are so much easier here and some things are so much more difficult. It's like you're just trying to get a haircut.
Yeah, it's because there are 20,000 like students. So, and also maybe you could go into good cuts or like a quick
Oh well, yeah.
But I want to go to someone who can cut my hair nice, so I'm waiting for.
I have volunteered. I have a bowl I can put on your head.
Thank you.
I can clip all around it. We have garden shears that I bought.
Yeah, I have to like present myself. I can't.
What?
Yeah, I need to look at least human.
I'm just saying. I offered.
Thank you, honey.
But trying to find a gardener, man, it's you'd be surprised.
I just think like we need to get patience.
Oh well, good luck on that, dear.
I know.
Good luck.
I'm patient with some things, and not others. You're too.
I'm patient, like when I sit in the doctor's office.
Oh.
Then I become, quite patient.
You were doing a good round of punning with the neighbor. You and the neighbor had a good
Yes.
pun. You guys had a little pun fest.
Yeah, we went. We're slowly. We've been here a month. We're finally meeting some of our neighbors, and they're all great. They're actually
But you've
pretty
been doing
wonderful.
like fun. You did like a round of punning. Don't say his name, but he has
No,
a name that, like sometimes like, let's say like you're you're an iron worker and your last name is Hammer, right? Or let's say that
iron ore.
Yeah, but get it like so you have you have a name like. Let's say that.
Well, steel yourself.
You're a nurse and your last name is like Health.
Or health. Yeah.
Health,
Then it would
or
be,
or sickness or something. So his name also represented his profession, and you had a fun time going around.
Oh, we had a great time. Yeah. I mean, if I have the opportunity to take a regular conversation and joke it up,
you do.
I'm going to do that. And then when I'm getting a little tired and like want to move on, I'll make the jokes dirtier and dirtier. And then be like, hey!
That didn't seem to impact the conversation.
No, it did not at all. He was up for it.
Yeah, I think
so,
yeah.
Yeah. What else? What else can we talk about? We have a guest coming, by the way, in about 15 more minutes, knock wood. So, what else? We could talk about... Did we talk about the feeder last week? I don't think we did.
No. Oh, that was...
That was horrifying. That was... So...
I'm going to go post it. Well, no, I'm going to stay. I don't want to post a picture of anything.
Oh, yeah, well, no, your computer isn't out here. So, but we have right by the house, and one of the things that we're really looking forward to is, because a few years ago, when Joyce was an invited speaker at a place near Estes Park, we went to this kind of campsite area.
Pingree, honey, Pingree Park.
Yeah, Pingree Park.
Is it near Estes?
Oh, foot of the Rockies, kind of that area-ish. Colorado, Rocky Mountain National Park, not so much Estes.
It was a CSU mountain campus when I gave the talk, yeah.
And they put us up in these like lovely little bungalowish colony thing with like free meals and lush nature trails and campgrounds. And one of the great things is right near where we were, right near where we have our meals, there would be a line of hummingbird feeders on a street, just popped up there. At a certain time of day.
And they were like, don't touch them because it was some experiment to see.
Oh, it was more than just being, but it was beautiful. You would just see these buzzy, and all day long actually, these buzzy little hummingbirds. And then the way they move, like zit, 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 zit. So one of the most exciting things was when we got this house, they had right here.
Maybe we should also do it tomorrow. We'll clean it up and do it tomorrow.
Yeah. It's pretty clean. I got all the stuff out of it, but here.
There's something in there though on the bottom. See right there?
Good luck getting it out. That's probably schmutz.
Yeah.
No, it's dead end schmutz. Okay.
Okay.
So I think I don't remember if I talked about this last week.
I don't recall.
So we come here and
it looks way out of proportion.
That's right.
It's for gargantuan hummingbirds.
You are getting very hummy. Very hummy.
They're beautiful though.
So when we get here, it's filled with sweet water, sugar water, and first day or two, we see birds. We see little hummingbirds zipping at it. Also, bumblebees chasing them away. And then
it's Darwinian.
we refill it, and we take all our time to try and get the mixture right. Because first, we don't put enough sugar. Then we put in the sugar, but it doesn't really stir. And then we do it just right, where
I have to
we
find
melt
where the pitcher is. Your Aunt Bonnie told me to put some hot water, and you did too, to melt the sugar.
Melt the sugar, and then you make sugar water. We hung it up, and not so much, but the occasional hummingbird would come back and enjoy and dine on the bird feeder.
Yep.
And then, for a couple of days, I'm not seeing any birds, but I'm noticing, or you also noticed, that the water level in the hummingbird feeders go like rather quickly for the few birds that we get.
Yeah.
So I walk over, or you called me over. Yeah, and you said, David, Dave,
that's the scary David when I need help.
Yes, and I'm like, what? Because what else is wrong? What else is I'm going to have to deal with now? So I look over, and it's this
like a cha-cha line,
monster parade of ants that is going from our awning, along the pipes of the awning, all the way down here, all the way across the hook hangy thing, into, around, down. I mean, literally the hundreds of ants. And so sometimes I was grabbing the hose, and like, and the more I would spray, I let it be, okay, I got them all off, and then just more ants. So finally, I just pull the thing down, I open it up. At the bottom of this thing is just like a monster pile of drowned dead ants. Or as the Pink Panther would sing, dead ants.
Remember the show like Bees and Honey Drowned? This is like
in ants in sugar water drowned. And then we're like, I just leave it on the lawn. I'm like, I don't even want to fucking deal with this thing, and let it be.
No, we had it up here. So, and then the squirrel was trying to get at it. So I yelled at the squirrel. He moved.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
So we may try.
Yeah, I think we should
clean this up, filling it, and just keeping a better eye on it.
Yes.
Because now granted, back where we were living, there was an ant problem in the house, in the kitchen. It was annoying as hell. And sometimes we even had it in the upstairs. That just ants find their way in. So I'm kind of, at least this way, maybe it's Pied Pipering. Maybe it's keeping the ants away from our house into this.
It's a siren call.
It is. I hope it is.
To their ant death, yeah.
To their ant domain. So, you see there's little ant eggs there, dead ones. And nothing left in there. Hello. Anyway, the trials and tribulation of new home ownership. But it's been good. Yeah. It's been pretty good overall.
You're sitting in the chairs you got, which are lovely.
Yeah, huh?
That's lovely.
Yeah. We finally got patio chairs. Because one of the things that sold us, I thought this was the main thing, but one of the things that sold us on the house was when, and I'm sure I said this last week, when the real estate agent and Joyce first came here, first thing they did, even before really going through the house, was come out on the porch, plunk down on the patio set that the previous owners had, look out at the garden, and this was in like late July, mid to late July when this was, so it was the perfect, like beautiful early summer, midsummer, before the autumn stuff and things start to die. And it was cool because you had the awning. It was beautiful. It was a gorgeous day, and just the lawn was perfectly trimmed.
I'm going to pull the door a little bit.
The plants were in full flower. Yeah, do that. And it was like, I saw Joyce and I saw the real estate agent, and I didn't even have to sit down. I'm like, this is probably going to be the place. This is the one. They're just, sitting back in those chairs, looking out on the vista, and going, if the house is anything like this, we're getting it. Right? And then the folks who own the house, very, very nice people, but they took their patio furniture. I wanted to make a deal with them, but that wasn't going to happen. So they took all their furniture, and we've been living here a month until finally we got ourselves some actual patio chairs of our own. Which, I'm sure you're sitting there going, schmuck, why didn't you, if you wanted to sit on the patio, why don't you just go the first couple of days, get yourself a chair? But it doesn't work like that. When you have a limited budget, and like a whole upstairs and downstairs to fill, and you have virtually no furniture, you're kind of just doing things bit by bit by bit. So first we had to get a bed, kind of a little more important than these fellas. And then we had to get this, and then get that, and we have to find this, and we don't want to spend too much for that. But then we finally grabbed these, and I think we got them from Overstock. And so far, cannot complain one bit. I don't know how many seasons they'll last, but they're looking pretty good. Anyway, more to tell you about, more to talk about, but let me remind you that you're watching Dave's Gone By with me, Dave Lefkowitz. We do it every Saturday from 9 until noonish or thereabouts. The program has been on since October of 2002. If you want to watch episodes or listen to them, because we were a radio show for 15 years, if you want to hear those older episodes or watch the last 5-6 years of newer ones, all you got to do is go to davesgoneby.com. DAVESGONEBY. davesgoneby.com, and it's free. If you get up like a 3-hour, 4-hour episode from a few years ago, and you want to see who the guest is, or you want to listen to a particular segment, of course, you load it up on your player. You can either download it or stream it on your computer. And I want to skip the first hour. You can. It's all there for you. We even have a separate archive just of the guests who've appeared on the program, the skits and the sketches. It's all there. Just there's a search bar. You can also go chronologically. davesgoneby.com. We also put our archives up at archive.org, archive.org, a not-for-profit website. We also have our audio archives only up at castbox.fm, castbox.fm. So that even the newer episodes, which are video shows, just the audio is up at castbox.fm. So let's say you're on the go, you're at the gym, you're shopping, you're in the car, and you can't literally watch this face for 3 hours. You can hear me, castbox.fm, for podcast of this show. And we have a YouTube channel, and of course you can watch the last few years of our Facebook episodes at facebook.com. Right where you're watching now, just, it automatically saves every episode, which is wonderful. And you can just scroll down and keep watching, which I hope you will. Okay, so as a reminder, got some bunch of things to do on the program. We have our Colorado Limerick of the Damned coming up, where we will be going to Swink, Colorado. We'll have Greeley crimes and old times. And we will also have our Today, Yesterday trivia quiz, where we will be asking insane, pointless trivia questions of things that happened on September 10th in history. But before we go through all that, before we get through all that fun, you have come out the door, you have, I think, an ant on your back. So let me go get that. We were talking about ants, and there's literally a ant, I'm sorry, it's just schmutz. It's just a piece of carpet schmutz. Now, what were you doing rolling on the carpet?
Nothing.
But Joyce is going to help me now because we have a guest about to come in, and someone who needs to interview this guest. Now, if you've been listening since our very, very first episode, you know that Rabbi Sol Solomon, founder and spiritual leader of Temple Sons of Bitches in Great Neck, New York, he's been with us from the very first. He does rabbinical reflections, he sort of does our benedictions, and for quite a few years, he's been our main interviewer on the program. So, it's been a few weeks, he might be a little rusty, and he's getting ready for the Jewish holidays, but he is with us today, September 10th, to talk to Roger Hendricks Simon and do that interview. And so, without further ado or don't, I'm going to play some of the Rabbi's intro music while he gets ready to welcome into the Daverhood Roger Hendricks Simon. Let me just find the music on my iTunes here. La la la. They don't even call it iTunes anymore. It would be Claes. Yeah, I think you'll like this. Ladies and gentlemen, coming up in just a moment, Rabbi Sol and Roger Hendricks Simon. Oh yeah. Oh, he loves this music. He does. diddle, die. Diddle, 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 diddle. Hey, the diddle, doodle, diddle, diddle, die. Hey! Oh, shalom, my friends. Shalom, my enemies. This is your old pal, Rabbi Sol Solomon, founder and spiritual leader of Temple Sons of Bitches in Great Neck, New York. And I am thrilled and delighted and excited to be welcoming a veteran actor, director, and educator to the Daverhood today. Let me give you just some of the places that this man has done acting and or directing. He worked at the Williamstown Festival, the LA Theater Center, Brooklyn Academy of Music, the Royal Court Theatre in London, La Mama downtown, Roundabout Midtown. He also is one of the founding members of Yale Repertory. Plus, he founded his own acting teaching studio called the Simon Studio. But here's the deal. You can see him right now. You're looking at his podium. But you can also see him in person in the flesh, appearing with the Chain Theater Company in a show called, it's two one-act plays, and he's in one of them. It's called Love, Sex, and Real Estate. Honestly, I think those are kind of out of order in terms of fun, but that's on West 36th Street. Won't you please welcome, and I will ask him to unmute his microphone, won't you please welcome to the Daverhood, Roger Hendricks Simon. Shalom, Roger. How you doing?
Shalom, Rabbi. Shalom.
No wonder. Yeah. Listen to the depth, the resonance of that.
Oh, thank you for that. You should be my agent, Rabbi. I tell you.
You should be my agent. I'm not getting any work. But let me ask, did you have to work on your voice, or was it just a natural thing that once you hit 13 or 14, your scrotum dropped and you sounded like this?
Well, it helps to have a good voice, Rabbi. But in fact, any actor has to really develop his voice, and there's no such thing as a terrible voice if you work on it. And yeah, I mean, 3 years of Yale Drama School, that's a big investment, and a lot of that was just working on voice and diction. And you know, it's not just, you're not just born with this stuff. You really have to develop and work it over years.
Let me ask. You went to big, Dave, the guy who produces this program. He's not even talking to you because he's so jealous. He tried to get into Yale, and they went so. But you went to Yale. What was so wonderful? What did they teach you at Yale Drama School?
Well, they break you down, really. They teach you to kind of defend yourself first, and kind of have a little self-respect, because it's sort of like boot camp in the beginning at Yale Drama School. They you come out of some college where you think you were some kind of hot stuff, and they tell you right away you aren't. So you learn how to survive, number one, and because you get a lot of criticism, and a lot of people can't take that. Number two.
Oh, I made it number two this morning. Yeah.
Yeah. Number two, you learn the craft, Rabbi, and like any business, and it is a business, and it is a craft. It's something that you need to really work on and practice. It's not just talent at all. It's really learning the craft, and that takes years. And at Yale, it was 3 years. So I think the one thing that I can say is I really got a great sense of the craft and the professionalism by being at Yale Drama School, and they put up with me for 3 years. So I mean, I was very lucky.
Yeah, that's right. Wait, so Yale was post. That wasn't your undergraduate degree. That was kind of post degree then.
No, I went to Middlebury College in Vermont.
Oh, Dave could have gotten into Middlebury. Oh, please, he could have bribed a couple of people. He could have gotten straight B's at Middlebury, no problem. Oh, well,
no. I went back after 50 years, and I don't know how I would get in now. I'll tell you, it's everything is up there now. So I hope he could get in.
That at Middlebury, were you already leaning towards acting, directing, or there you were just liberal arts? I don't know what the hell I'm going to be.
Well, it was interesting. I was always, my family was in the business.
Yes.
They were very much involved. So I grew up around it. I always knew what I wanted to do, but I also thought I needed some kind of liberal arts education, and I'm glad I went. I really didn't want to major in drama at Middlebury. I wanted to wait, and then I knew what I wanted, and I really wanted then to try to apply to Yale Drama School then after Middlebury, but I was doing so badly as a history major, which I thought, well, I like history, and my history teacher brought me in one day and said, "Would you like to graduate?" And I said, "Yeah, that's the idea, isn't it?" And he said,
hold it right, please, not to interrupt you, but I'm going to interrupt
"Yeah."
you. If you loved history so much, why were you failing history?
Because I thought I knew it. I had taken it in high school, and I think I felt, oh, this is American history. I sort of know it, and I don't think I took it as seriously as I should, and obviously I wasn't. So he said, "Listen, you're spending all this time over in the drama department doing plays. Why don't you major in drama?" I said, "No, no, no, no. That's going to be for later. I know what I want to do, but it's not going to be here. This drama is not. It's just a kind of extra thing here. It's not." Well, he said, "Let's put it this way, Roger. If you'd like to graduate, drama's going to be your major," he said. So that's when I switched. That was
You
my.
didn't switch, or even in Middlebury. But here's the thing: you alluded to your family being in the business. Your dad was like the not the Urta, but what the guy who makes the posters and things
My
for.
dad, my dad, for many years worked doing all the titles for Paramount Pictures. He did cartoons for the New York Daily Mirror. He was the equivalent of Hirschfeld, the Hirschfeld cartoons, and covered opening nights for the New York Daily Mirror when he was only 19 years of age back in 1929 with a young man who worked with him on the bylines and other things, a guy named Walter Winchell.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
these were the days a lot of guys didn't go to college. You just went right in and you started working. He did the first programs for Radio City Music Hall. He did.
Please tell me you have somewhere in your house or storage your father's collection of
I
stuff.
do, and so does my brother and sister, and we really we're very proud of all that work. We know it should go to the museum, but it's hard to part with it.
Well, you
We
have
love having it.
kids. Are they going to give it to the kids and let them deal with the museum, or are you going to go like, in my will, this is going to go to the Library Performing Arts and Consent, this is going to the Lawrence and Lee Institute, or what?
I don't know. If I kick the bucket, it won't be my decision. If I kick the bucket in the next year, I haven't made up my mind. I love living with it, but yeah, people say really sooner or later this stuff really should go somewhere where people can really enjoy it more than just you and your friends and all.
You
I'm
healthy?
done.
You're not about to kick the butt. You're fine, right? Everything's good.
I think. Oh no, I'm fine. I'm fine, Rabbi. I think I'm fine. I, you live every day and you enjoy, and I'm doing what I love, and I've been doing it all my life, and I'm very lucky to be doing that. And this all this acting. I've always been an actor, but for many years when I was studying at Yale, and then afterwards I was a professional director. I really enjoyed the idea of directing more than acting because I didn't like being typed as the sidekick and the little crazy kid and whatever. I had more passion for the whole projects and to be a director. But it was my kids, my daughter, I have three children, and they're all in the arts, as was my wife, and my whole family. My kids, my daughter is a professional ballerina. For
I wanted to be a professional. Look at this. One gets to Yale. I don't get to Yale. Here, your daughter gets to be a ballerina. I wanted to be a ballerina. My on point was off point.
Well, you look like a promising dancer, Rabbi. I must say, I think you could do it. My kids, I always say, if you wait long enough, you get work from your kids. And my son, my son became a filmmaker very young. He knew what he wanted to do, and I really never did film until around 2008. And he was doing films with all these young independent directors. And one day, one of those directors said, "Well, does your father act anymore? And he said, well, why don't you audition them? And I did. I auditioned and I got the lead in this film, this little independent film called The Sublet, which won all these awards and festivals. And a director named Oliver Stone happened to see this film. And because of that, he asked me to be in
Wall
Wall
Street too.
Street.
Yeah.
Wall Street, Money Never Sleeps. And I had scenes opposite Michael Douglas and Josh Logan, and wonderful role that
Wait, Joshua Logan.
No, not Joshua Logan, who's a great director. Um, Josh Brolin.
Oh, well, Brolin. Well,
Josh Brolin.
Okay, yeah.
So,
that-
so that started my career, and even though that role got cut from that film, but enough people saw the DVD that came out with Oliver Stone giving me some very nice kind of talking about me and whatever, and that started my career. And I've been working a lot now on with young independent films directed by young independent filmmakers.
well, one of those, I guess, is this movie that you're in called Love in Kilnary, which I think that was probably shot just before the pandemic, and it's getting released now. Is that the deal?
You know, people don't realize how long films take. Not to mention plays. They go see something on Broadway, or they go see a film and they think it was just made. Love in Kilnary, which just came out in theaters, was shot 6 years ago,
Oh,
6 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was a very low budget, but very exciting project. And the producer director Daniel Keith just wouldn't let go. This project was the little engine that could, and he just kept pushing and raising more money, and we finally finished it. And then came the pandemic, and then lo and behold, it was unbelievably received. It won all these awards all over the world. I was very lucky to have a role that I could really show what I could do. I got to not only act but do some dancing.
Wow.
And
I could be the ballerina. You could be kind of the Fred Astaire to my Ginger.
I'll
Not
take
Ginger
that.
Rogers.
I'll take that, Rabbi. Thank you. That would be great. I actually, because of my daughter, who has been a ballerina, and I just recently had my professional ballet debut a couple of years ago in the Nutcracker. While she was doing Sugar Plum Fairy, I was doing the role opposite her. Drosselmeyer. Yeah.
Whoa,
Yeah.
nice.
So
Nice.
I had a
Now, the
good-
main thing we do want to remind people, yes, they can go looking for the film. I don't know where you can see the.
Well, it's going to be coming out online, and it'll be streamed in the fall. It's now going to theaters in the UK and Europe and overseas, and we just hope that it just keeps rolling along. Love in Kilnary was a wonderful, wonderful experience, and I also have 4 or 5 other films that are coming out in the next year that I'm very proud of. Linoleum, where I play comedian Jim Gaffigan's father, and also have a scene opposite Tony Shalhoub. And then my own son Dan Simon has a wonderful movie called Another Year Together, where I play his father. For some reason, they're casting me as fathers, Rabbi. I don't understand that.
I get cast as mothers, so it's very strange. Now, speaking of casting, we do want to remind people, I want to tell people that you're also doing good old-fashioned live theater. You're doing an off-Broadway show.
Yes.
Talking about 2-bill, one-act plays by the chain theater.
They are full-length plays, actually, Rabbi.
Yeah,
there's no intermission, but these are full-length plays. They're an hour and a half, which today is a full-length play. In the old days, it was 3 acts. Today
4.5 hours, long day's journey into the next afternoon. Yeah, right. I get it.
That's right. Today you go, and they call it a whole full-length play, but it's an hour and a half. It's a wonderful comedy.
Yeah.
It's got tremendous. There's a lot of feeling in this comedy, and
who do you get to feel? No, I'm kidding.
Well, I play this. It's called Love, Sex, and Real Estate, and
sex.
I play. Unfortunately, you say the real estate. I don't get the love and sex in this movie, but
play. It's a play.
It's right.
Yeah.
It's got a wonderful cast. The play is written by Bill Cosgrove. It's directed by Dan McNally, excuse me. The actors in it are superb. I have an ensemble cast. I'm going to just Frank Hanke, Rohan Lillian, Catherine McLeod, Eric Percival.
I got
These
Frank
are all
Hanke
people.
right here. Yeah. So, and when is it? It's at the Chain Theater on West 30th.
It's at the Chain Theater. It's produced by the American Renaissance Theater. The Chain Theater is at 312 West 36th Street between 8th and 9th. It's a sweet little off-Broadway type of theater. People can get tickets by actually going online, and I'll just say where you can get these tickets. It's at r.show/RT/88517. Boy, I better say that again. That's a lot. It's again to get tickets. Write this down, please, folks. R-O-U-R dot.
Well, our. Yeah.
Our dot show slash ARTC/88517. The show runs from September 16th until October 1st. There are 10 performances, and we would love to, we would love to have folks come and see. It's a first full production of Bill Cosgrove's play. I love
premiere. This is lovely. This
is the premiere.
And speaking of premieres, I want to bring you back. Because you tell us that you were a founding member of Yale Rep, which I imagine was Robert Brustein like running, or how did it start? What were you in? What was it like?
It was, as was Mr. Brustein, my mentor, it was turmoil in the beginning. Which was wonderful. I loved that. I mean, Yale Drama School had been kind of placid when I first came in 1967, 1968. But then when Brustein came in, he rocked the boat. He painted the green room red. He made all kinds of, well,
it was the 60s.
It was the 60s.
Yeah, right.
It was definitely the 60s. It was very exciting. He brought in the Living Theater. He brought in the Open Theater. He brought in all kinds of different things. And so we were subjected to many, many different things rather than just the conventional kind of theater that we had been doing. So I learned, and I got the exposure to so many different disciplines. So I was very lucky. And I was also lucky that I was chosen the first graduate to go into the Yale Rep in 1967-68. And that was quite a wonderful experience. I got to work with the directors from the Royal Shakespeare Company, the National Theater, Jonathan Miller, Clifford Williams, Ken Haig, the original Jimmy Porter at the Royal Court.
What shows were you in that first Yale Rep year?
Yale always did a very good dose of classical work. So I did everything from John Ford's "'Tis Pity," "She's a Whore." Yeah. I did Pirandello's. I mean, a lot of classical stuff, but that was mixed with the world premiere of Joe Heller's "We Bombed in New Haven." Which was a wonderful experience and a lot of contemporary work. And it was at Yale that I really developed a real love of working on new plays, because there were always a lot of playwrights there. It was a playwriting work and going on. I also, when I went to London in 1965, while I was at Yale, I went there for the first time, and I saw how the British mixed Shakespeare at Stratford, and then with the same actors, Ian Holm and others, they would do the next week. They would come in and do Pinter's The Birthday Party or The Homecoming, and I saw how mixing classical work with contemporary work really developed actors to their most strength. I just think that's the way to do it, and so I've had my studio, the Simon Studio, for 45 years, and that's been one of the things I've always done. I've mixed classics with contemporary. I've mixed theater with film. I've mixed live with on camera, because I always feel actors, directors, and writers need to be working on all of those things at the same time. And they should be in the same room together. It shouldn't be just actors in a class by themselves. They should be there with directors, with playwrights, with screenwriters. So they develop a common language, and out of that come projects that many of them that we have developed in class have gone on to actually full productions or full films. We have a film coming out, a full-length film, Abdu and Sayena, with two of my students, Omar Bakri and Inji El Gamal, who are directing and producing it, that use the whole studio. And they are Egyptians who came to America. And I'm very proud, for instance, that's just one of the projects that has gone on from the training that has developed careers of our people.
We're talking to Roger Hendricks Simon here, longtime, obviously, actor, director, and acting teacher. What, like, of all the shows that you have directed over the years, it could be New York, it could be UK, what is your proudest project? Like the one where you went like, if I could go back and see that one again, because I directed it, what would it be?
That's a tough question, Rabbi, because there's been a lot of work. So it's not just one. I love doing the Shakespeare's that I directed down at the Folger Shakespeare. I thought that was a wonderful experience, because in all these years I was in my early 40s, I had never done Shakespeare. And that was quite a wonderful experience. I would say also, looking back, even when I was very young, at Yale, my final production of Gelderode's Pantagles, I took great pride in. I still look back on that as one of the heightened moments of the work that I did. And I think I was also proudest of some of the most recent work with my wife, who passed away after 45 years of marriage, Sarah Levine Simon. Her plays, she was also a playwright as well as a novelist. She has novels that are coming out still that I'm from her publisher. Those plays I did off Broadway at 59 East 59th Street. I'm very proud that I was able to produce and direct her work. So, yeah, I mean, I think I always say that the work I'm proudest about is the work I'm doing now. I mean, it's great to look back. I really feel very fortunate to look back on some work that I was proud of, but it's working with the young actors and the young directors and the young writers and the young producers. And that work that I do every single day of the year is what I'm the proudest of. I love being a teacher. I love being a mentor. And that keeps me hopefully young. It keeps me.
Or young feel. Let me ask. So you did bring it up. I was going to ask about this, because how do you get through that? Like you were married for 4.5 decades, right? You knew this person. You worked with her. You read her work. You're coping with. How do you cope with the loss of someone you've been with for so many years and that you've been so close to? How do you do that?
I don't know if you do. I do my best. I think if I do, it's because I always had my own interests, my own life. We worked together. We worked on projects together, but we worked on our own things. She had her writing, which was very much her own. I had my acting and directing, my studio where I trained people, and that my life has never changed. I mean, in that way, I think you have to have your own thing, because you're going to go through things in life that are going to be very hard to get up off the canvas. And if you depend on other people totally, you're in trouble. I think if I did, I hope I'm surviving. I think it's because I've never really stopped doing what I love, and because my life really didn't change. It just I kept doing my own thing. I think
get up in the morning, I have to direct today.
I mean, people.
What? Yeah.
The 2 weeks after she passed away, I opened a new play. And people said, how can you do that? How can you do that? And I remember when my father passed away, I was in a play and I said to my mother, no, I have to stop. I got to get out of it. And she said, no, 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 no. You got to keep going. You know, your dad would, he wouldn't want you to stop. And this is what you do. So that's what it is. I think with anything, not just acting and theater, you have to have your own. If you have a passion, you're lucky. You're lucky. Hopefully you have something that you love and you just work at it. And you're not being disrespectful to somebody who dies. You're respecting them because you're saying, I'm doing this, you know, we're going to continue life. We're going to continue life. And I will still respect you and I will still remember you and I will still love you, but I have to go on. So that's the answer I would give you.
You're going to life, like I am. We're talking to Roger Hendricks Simon here. We have a couple more minutes with him before you stay, and then I go, because you're going to play the trivia game with David and David Sheward and Leslie Blake. It's going to be so much fun. But we still have a few questions now. I love the anecdotes. I love the stories to tell, because that is the accumulation. You don't necessarily have to dwell on things in the past, but it's also fun to look at things in the past and remember, so you have worked, apparently, and it's on your website, with a lot of different people, including, did you know Tennessee Williams?
Yeah, I did. And I had a great time in many ways working with Tennessee Williams. You know, I was very lucky to be able to direct his play, A Lovely Afternoon at Creve Coeur. It was, in the end, not a very happy experience because we did not totally agree, let's put it mildly, on it was the end of his life, towards the end of his life. But I will say this, he was always a young man, and he always did his writing, and it wasn't always the play that was in rehearsal. I would go to pick up rewrites at his hotel, and he was working not only on our play, but he was already working on the next play, or going back and rewriting a play that had been very successful, but he wasn't happy with it. He was going to rewrite it. And so
was it Cat on a Hot Tin Roof? Was that the one, or was it
it was, well, that was one of them that he rewrote. He rewrote a number of plays and gave them different titles.
I'm going to ask you this question, though. It's like, so you have some swagger. You came out of Yale Rep. You did but now you're here to direct Tennessee Williams. How, if you disagree, how do you have the cojones to kind of say, no, I'm the director, you're the playwright, and you're major and famous, but still, no. How do you do that to Tennessee Williams? Or Arthur Miller, or you know what I'm talking?
Well, I don't know if you say no. I think you kind of have to suggest as gently as you can that there might be other possibilities. There is the art of diplomacy, and you do have to, it is his play, not your play. In movies, it's more the director's medium and not the writer. But in the theater, it is really the writer. So the director interprets, but it's not his play. So you really, in terms of, I've had experiences where I knew the writing needed work, and I actually went and did some rewriting, and it didn't go over very well. So you have to be
with the playwright, certainly not.
No,
you're not going with the audience. You mean?
Right? No, he wouldn't come to rehearsal, and we were getting close to opening, and so I started to play with this with the language and the script because we had a show to go to. And when he saw it, he said, "Oh, no, this is fine. You go ahead, do what you want." But then when he saw it, he said, "What are you doing?" So, you really do have to. It's very, very much diplomacy and knowing how to deal with different kinds of people, which a director. People think directing is just directing, telling people what to do and where to go. You really have to get along with a lot of different kinds of personalities. You're not going to get along with everybody, and there's always this art of compromise which is part of directing. You don't always get exactly what you want. Sometimes you got to come to some kind of middle ground, and some people can't do that.
An actor, and if they're dead, by all means, name them. But someone you would never ever work with again, and that you wish would drop dead. Is there anybody that you were just like, oh my God, what a bested, what an asshole? Besides me.
I would love to work with you, Rabbi. I mean, geez.
Oh, anytime. Yeah, but no, but go ahead, tell.
You know what? No, I can't. Maybe I shouldn't. On a certain day, I would say something, but I tend to think, people have bad days and bad, you forgive. You kind of go on and hopefully they forgive. Doesn't do any good to really hold grudges and things. I think you try to just try to move on if you can. And I try. I don't. If they're in my head, I put them way back there. I don't know.
Because my hands are so weak and shaky. The only thing I can hold is a grudge. Let me ask. I noticed also on your website that at some point you worked with John Travolta. What was that? Pre-Grease? When was this? What was it? What?
It was back in the age of Greece and Rome. That's how long ago it was. Yeah. That was that Greece. John Travolta was and still I think is a beautiful person. I had the good fortune to direct him when he was about 18, 17 years of age, and I directed him off Broadway in a new play, and he was wonderful. And I had, but I'll tell you something. He had the support when he was young. I would call his home out in New Jersey to give his mother the schedule and what have you, and his mother would say, "Isn't John the most wonderful actor you've ever worked with?"
Oh,
and he really had the love and backing of his family, and how important that is. There are people that can do it without that, but you got to have it. It makes it very hard without it. And he was a very sweet kid. I felt terrible when
when Kelly Preston died, or no?
The show was in New York. It was an off Broadway new play by Martin Duberman, actually a very fine writer. And we were Edward Albee and Richard Barr saw it, and they wanted to move the play out to East Hampton to the John Drew Theater, and we loved the idea, but we couldn't hear John past the third row. And so I had to let him go. And we did the production without him out in East Hampton. Going forward, I'm out at Paramount in 91, and I'm out at Paramount watching an episode of Cheers being shot. And who comes in the door but John Travolta. And I saw him. I hadn't seen him since 1972. And I went, oh my God, oh no. I started looking for a place to hide. And he's walking straight toward my row to go this way. And as I'm looking this way, he goes, "Roger, hello." And I look up and I go, oh no. I said, "Oh, John. Oh, hi, John. I all these years, I guess I really don't know who to fire, do I?" and he said, "Roger, man, that was so long ago." He said, "No, you were right." He said, "I was so young." He said, "But you got to know, you have to understand something." I said, "What, John?" He said, "I was in awe of you." And I what? Why? What? You were in awe of me? He said, yeah. You went to Yale. You went to Yale. I said, what? I mean, and he went, no Yale, no. And look where his career was.
Yeah.
And that's,
oh no.
Well, when they come to me and they say they want to study with me because I went to Yale, I said, don't do that. Don't do that. I said, first of all, I'm not going to necessarily be able to get you in at all. I mean, Second of all, there's no one way. There's no one way. Yeah, Yale helps. It helped me. It helped a lot of people. It's not for everybody. A lot of people have had major careers without having any prestigious background. They've done it by living life and by getting it here, there. You got to get the training. There's no question. But Yale, Juilliard, all these places, they're not the only place you can get it, but you have to maybe work hard to get it. You can't just, think it's going to happen by luck.
Well,
But
one place people can get it is going
Yes.
to Simon's studio and studying with this man, Roger Hendricks Simon. He's been teaching.
I'd be honored. If they want to reach me about that, they can email me at rhsstudio@gmail.com, rhsstudio@gmail.com, or they can Google theSimonStudio.com. Thank you.
SimonStudio.com. Plus, we also want to remind people that they can see this man from September 16th through October 1st, live and on stage off Broadway at the Chain Theater in a show called Love, Sex, and Real Estate. So I need to vacate this real estate right now, this chair I'm on, to bring in Dave, who is the producer, the high mucky muck of this show. He just lets me sub a little bit. But you stay. You, Roger, you don't go away. You stay right there because you're going to play the game with some wonderful people. Do not go. I'm just going to play some more of my Jewy music, because that's the only way I can get out of here cleanly. All right, here we go. Here's Mom Freilich. And thank you so much, Roger.
Thanks, Rabbi.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Well, you haven't gone away. I went away for about half an hour while Rabbi Saul Solomon was here talking with Roger Hendricks Simon, who's off Broadway starting in just a few days. He will be at the Chain Theater on West 36th Street, appearing in the comical play Love, Sex, and Real Estate. And we are waiting now to play our weekly Today, Yesterday trivia game. Joining us also is the wonderful, the delightful, and the man we haven't seen for a couple of weeks because he was up in Maine, David Sheward.
Morning.
Former managing editor of Backstage, former president of the Drama Desk, and current writer for TheaterLife.com, CulturalDaily.com, and the blog The David Desk. Hello, David. How are you?
Good morning, David. How are you?
I'm good. And that is Roger Hendricks Simon, longtime actor, longtime director, teacher.
David, long time.
Hi, Roger.
Hi, David.
Roger. How are you?
It's been away. It's been a long time.
Yes. I used to see Roger all the time when I was at Backstage.
Yeah.
He was advertising the Simon Studio, or why? Or
Yes. He would quite often be at Backstage to
those were the days where thing called Person to Person Live. I don't know if anybody remembers any of those days, but you used to go to David Sheward's desk and you could put something on the desk. Now you can't even see the desk. Everything's online and nobody talks to anybody live or anything like that.
I remember it used to be like a doctor's office. I remember there would be this.
That's right.
There would be this huge amount of people coming in to place their casting notices.
That's right.
Wow, I didn't realize that they did that physically. I thought they just called them in or mailed in. But
no. Well, Sylvia Fay used to like to call them in, which drove me crazy. She was a big casting director.
Yeah.
And she would often just phone up at the last minute. I remember one time the paper was out the door. It was physically, we used to have to mount it on flats and paste it together and send it out to the printer in New Jersey. And it had to go Wednesday morning by 12 noon in order to get to the printer and have it on the stands by Wednesday night and Thursday morning. And Sylvia Fay, who was a big casting director, she cast a Law and Order and lots of movies. She called at like 10 minutes to 12 and said, I need a casting notice in today. And I'm thinking, and one of the editors said, stop the presses. And I said, no, it's out the door. What can we do?
Stop the press. So you didn't. You had to tell her.
We had to tell her
Yeah.
it's too late.
Yeah. At some point, even they have to obey the rules.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, when David Sheward says it, they
Well,
listen. That's right.
That's it.
That's what they.
but
So-
later when we went online, then you could just, okay, we can put it online.
Yeah.
Anytime, essentially. Oh, they call me 3 a.m. Yeah, okay, we'll get it up in like 4 minutes. That's
Well, within reason. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
nothing reasonable about this program. You're watching Dave's Gone By with me, Dave Lefkowitz. We're here with Roger Hendricks Simon, David Sheward, and of course we're always waiting for Leslie Hoban Blake, who should be joining us. Do you know Leslie too, Roger? Have you ever acted or directed her, or
I'm sorry, her last name?
Leslie Hoban Blake?
Okay, I haven't had the pleasure. I look forward to meeting her.
She used to run a theater company called the Blue Hammer.
Where are you, David?
Oh, me. This is my house. Or
Oh, you're outside.
Yeah.
Yeah. We moved to Maryland. We live in. You've been gone a month.
Yes, I've gone.
And last month, Joyce and I moved. We bought a house in Maryland, in Baltimore County,
Oh,
and we've made a life change. And this is part of the life change. This is
Nice.
our yard. This is our next door neighbor's yard right there.
uh-huh.
Wow.
The house but this is the greenery, the lushness. There was a little baby deer back there earlier.
Oh,
Yeah.
These days, David, people think it's a backdrop that you put on, for zooming. It's not real.
Well, this
oh, let me.
Real fence,
Yeah.
real sunshine,
Yeah.
real stuff.
Beautiful.
That's my wife's real hands. Hello, wife.
Hey, honey.
So hello to Roger. Say hello to Roger Hendricks Simon.
Hello, Roger. Hello, David.
And
Hello, wife. Hello.
So here's the deal. I'm going to give you, since you've never played this game before, have you ever seen an episode? Did you do any research on the show
No.
before coming on today? No, I did.
I have to plead no on that. Yeah, I don't know.
It's a pretty simple game to play. It's an idiotic game, but it's pretty fun. It's a trivia game. And the deal is that I'll ask trivia questions. There's 10 of them, or actually 9 and a tiebreaker. Each person, and we do 3 rounds, assuming we'll have 3 people. And then the questions are worth 2 points each, if you get them right. If you get the question wrong, one of the other contestants has the chance to steal and answer the question and get the points. But there's no penalty for a wrong answer.
And if you don't know an answer, you can always promote a project you're working on to fill in the space, right? So you don't have to.
So if your mind goes blank, all you have to say is rhsstudios.com or at.
Boy, I'll be doing a lot of promoting. I can see that.
Yeah, you're not expected to really get these questions right. They're kind of ridiculous. But the point is that
Where's
most
your phone?
of.
I'll look for Leslie.
Oh, yeah, it's probably in the other room. I should bring it.
Or we can say, God save the king.
You could. Well.
Yes, that's a promotion, David. That is a promotion.
The only unfortunate thing is they're not running still. There was a play called King Charles III
Right.
on Broadway about 5 years ago.
Right.
Well, I'd be weird if it were playing right now.
Yeah.
Interesting. To
Yeah.
see.
Wow.
But anywho, the first thing I do need you to do, Roger, since you're our newest member of the Daverhood, is if you could most kindly think of a number between 1 and 6 and tell me what it is.
5.
Oh, my favorite number. Roger with a 5. And David Sheward, could you give me a number?
I'll go with 3.
David with 3. So for the moment, we have 2 people.
Leslie's ill and.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Leslie's not feeling well. I never checked my messages. I'm sorry.
So she said,
sorry. So we're gonna flip
she
the rules
said,
a little
I think
bit.
this is from today. I can't see. She said, I can't sit or stand up straight. So I don't think it's a change. I got the regular flu and the COVID shots together, so it's too massive.
Oh yeah, I heard.
Yeah.
I heard if you get them both together, that you can get a reaction.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to do that.
No, hell no. All right, so it doesn't really change the rules. It just changes the order of things.
I'm going to write and say field. Also, your Geico app is still running.
Okay, that's good to know. So it's going to be 1 flipsy. So I'm going to roll the die. That's just what I'm going to do. And the die comes up number 4. Okay, the die comes up number 4 again. Hello. The die, lucky first time. So Roger, you get to decide. Would you rather go first or second in the game?
Um, I always defer to Mr. Sheward, so I'll go second.
Okay.
Okay, David,
Yes.
you're going first.
I'll go first. Okay.
Roger second. So here's the deal. Here come most of these questions are multiple choice, and most of them are based on things that happened in history on September 10th, since this is September 10th. So that's kind of the idea of the game. We call it the Today, Yesterday Trivia Quiz. You guys ready?
Yes.
Okay. David, this question belongs to you. The year was 1547. You remember it well. Before the union of the crowns that brought the British Isles together, Scotland took a drubbing against England in the Battle of Pinkie. Speaking of pinkies, which of these is false about our little finger?
All right.
A, the pinky swear began in feudal Japan, where if you broke your promise, they cut off your pinky.
Ooh.
B, in mythology, the pinky is associated with Hermes, the messenger and trickster.
Wait, say that again. Someone was calling for Gulliver.
In mythology, the pinky is associated with Hermes, the messenger and trickster.
Okay.
C, the little finger got the name pinky because the British were convinced that if you held your hand up toward the sun, the little finger looked more pink than the others.
Ooh.
Or D, without your pinky, you would lose about 50% of your grip strength. Only one of these is false.
Okay, one of these is false. All right. So it's the Japan. It got its name because in Japan. Oh, the pinky swear is because in Japan they used to cut your finger off if you lied. Your pinky off if you lied.
I wonder what they did for adultery. Yeah.
It's associated with the Greek god Hermes, who was the messenger of the god. If you hold, the British said if you hold your finger up, the pinky looks pinker, and if you lose your pinky, you lose 50% of your grip strength. So which of these is false?
Only one of these is false. Yes.
Well, the Japan thing, that sounds true, because they did things like that in ancient Japan. The Hermes, I don't know. It could be. I haven't really tried that, but I seem to remember doing that once and looking, oh, my little pinky looks pinker. And oh, I see Leslie is trying to connect. Let's see. Let's go with I think D. I'll say
D is false.
That's false that you lose 50% of your grip strength.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, you got your little xylophone out there?
We can't find the xylophone, but I have the bell.
No.
Oh, okay.
Maybe
Joyce wants me to do the tambourine. Hold on. Okay, I do have the tambourine.
Do the gypsy thing. And hit yourself on the head with it.
Ow! Why did you tell me to do that? I'm very susceptible. I have a director here. You know, I want
right.
to make him happy. But here's the deal, David Sheward. I'm afraid you're losing your grip because that is not
all right.
Answer. So here's the deal. Leslie hasn't quite been able. Leslie, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yay! Welcome, Leslie Hoban Blake. We can't see you, but we can hear you.
Okay.
Thank you for writing in. How are you feeling?
Yeah.
You don't want to know. My body is like, if I could be a disembodied head right now, that would be fine. My body just aches.
Oh.
Well, you look great. You look great. That picture. Use that. Use that.
Yeah,
better than I've ever looked before. I know.
Well, Leslie, I really appreciate you feel well enough to play the game.
We'll find out. I don't know. I don't know if my brain is working. I just, I haven't moved.
Leslie. Okay, yeah. Just kidding.
I haven't moved since I taped you. What?
But here's the deal, Les. I'm going to put you third because we've just started the game. I'm thrilled that you're here, and you're playing with Roger Hendricks Simon, longtime actor, director, acting teacher, and of course David Sheward. So
yes, I know that name before.
Star of that Wall Street movie.
Oh, you remember? Yes, Wall Street. The what was it called? It was a sequel. It was Oliver Stone's.
Money Never Sleeps. Wall Street Money Never Sleeps. Yeah. Yeah. Nice. Thank you.
So here's the deal. It's only fair, though, to give Roger next crack at this question.
Absolutely. Whatever you want to do.
I'd like to go fifth. I,
Well, no, here's you can get 2 points, and we've already knocked out one of the contenders. So
oh, okay.
I'll read the question and the answers again because Leslie just got on. But
All
here's
right.
the year was 1547. Before the union of the crowns that brought the British Isles together,
Oh, okay.
Scotland was drubbed by England in the Battle of Pinkie. Now, speaking of pinkies, which of these is false about our little finger? And, no, by the way, Leslie, can you see us? Or are you? We
I
can't.
can see you. I
Okay.
can see you. Yes.
All right.
I'm not waving. I don't want you to see me. I just don't want to,
Well, that's I get it. I get it.
Sort
Now,
of like playing with a character in a Beckett play.
one of
That's
that's why you're
yes.
a garbage can.
My lips are not moving. Other than that, though, it's
Okay. Which is false? A, the pinky swear began in feudal Japan, where if you broke your promise, they cut off your pinky. B, in mythology, the pinky is associated with Hermes, the messenger and trickster. Or C, the littlest finger got the name pinky because the British were convinced that if you held your hand up toward the sun, the little finger looked more pink than the others. So Roger,
that was Hermes and not herpes, right?
No, it was Hermes simplex too.
Okay, got it.
Really scarfed that down.
So this is Roger's question.
I get the same question.
Yeah. That's why I read it again. Otherwise, we'd be moving on. So you have
Well,
a 30.
I better not say what David said because he was wrong. So I have to say something else.
Your choices are the other three.
That's why I went second. You know, I'm not totally stupid. I just want to.
No, I'm totally stupid.
No. I'm going to take a shot with B.
You're going to say it is not true that in mythology the pinky is associated with Hermes, the messenger and trickster. You're saying that is false.
I'll take a shot at that.
Well, Roger, I'm afraid you do suffer from Hermes simplex too. That is not the correct answer.
Oh,
it really is
boy.
associated with the messenger and then Hermes and all that. So Leslie, believe it or not, you have a shot.
I have a shot.
Yeah.
David, your property is gorgeous. I went to Zillow and looked.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Just beautiful.
Yeah.
Just wonderful. I see you're outside under the big umbrella, right? Under the big
it's a big old canopy.
Canopy,
Yeah.
right.
And Joyce will be serving canapes later. Look, this is the name.
I'm left with
Keep doing this.
I'm left with the pinky swear and the pinky up to the heavens. Is that it? Those two?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great day to be out there. Wow.
It'll be hotter later, but it's nice now. So
It's going to rain here.
What do you feel?
I'm going to say the pinky swear. The Japanese were always chopping off various pieces of things.
Well, Leslie, I want to remind you that we're looking for which one is false.
Oh, it's false. Okay. So holding it up to the sky. Thank you. It's 50-50. What am I going to do? All right. Thank you.
So you're saying it's false that what? That if you
hold your hand up, that your pinky gets pinky. It gets pink.
Final answer?
Sure. Why not?
Well, Leslie, you are very well read because pink is indeed the answer. I made that up. British didn't see anything like, in the finger or the pinky or whatever. Leslie, you do this every bloody week. You come on late and then you start taking the lead. And
without even showing herself, she did that.
Yeah,
Roger, and then I stay at 2 points, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, wow.
So well done, Leslie. Good job. However,
thank you for the clue, by the way. Thank you for the nudge.
Yeah,
most welcome. Now here, Roger, here's the deal. Leslie now has 2 points. She is in the lead. But if you get this next question correct, you will be tied with Leslie. See, this man's worked with Tennessee Williams. This man has worked with unbelievably famous
David Sheward.
And now the most important moment of his life is coming now. He can tie Leslie Blake in this game. This is absolutely amazing. You worked with Dick Shawn. What was Dick Shawn like?
Shawn was beautiful, and he was very nervous because it was a new play by William Saroyan, and Dick is very good at inventing his own material, not so good at memorizing other people's writing. So he was very nervous about it, and it was a little hard on the rest of the cast. They never got the same cue twice.
What was the play, Roger?
It was a play I did at the Manhattan Theater Club before, years and years ago, 1974, I think, or 5. It was called, are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Rebirth Celebration of the Human Race at Artie Zaballa's Off-Broadway Theater.
It wasn't a huge hit.
Oh, amazing hit.
Really don't remember that one. Sorry.
Oh
but
my God. And he was supposed to come and be in rehearsal, and he never showed up. He went back to France. And when he finally came the day of the opening night, he went and saw it. And people were walking out because he hadn't done it work. And he said, he came up to me, he said, "This is amazing, Roger. This is wonderful. This is another skin of your teeth. I don't know how you did this." I said, "But Mr. Saroyan, did you see them walking out? Can we go back to the hotel and do some work?" He said, "You don't understand. This is a classic." And the review came out. He said, "I'm having lunch with Mel Gussow tomorrow. Don't worry about the times. We'll take care of everything." And Gussow's review came out the next day.
Yeah.
And I never heard from Saroyan again.
wow.
He went back to Fresno. He was devastated, and it was very sad. I mean, he thought, it was a wonderful experience, though. He was quite a person. It was like living with. This is 1974. He dressed like 1940 with a hat and the trench coat. It was really, yeah.
All right. Well, let's get back to the game.
Yeah.
Now, David, do you have a matinee today? Anybody have a matinee today?
No.
Because we'll be
Not today.
with these kinds of wonderful stories. But Roger, here's a question for you. You ready?
Okay, I don't know.
Was 1847. Aloha and Curtain Up, the very first theater built in Hawaii, opens today. It was called the Thespian, and box seats, which included a pillow, cost $1. The first attraction was a theatrical double bill of 2 plays, and they were called what? A, The Archer and the Mountaineers of Switzerland. B, Matilda and the Maid of the Oaks.
I love that.
C, The Elves and Between You, Me, and the Post. Or was it D, The Adopted Child and Fortune's Frolic?
Who's winning?
Leslie.
Leslie.
Good morning, Joyce. Hello, dear.
That combination must have really,
Yeah.
maybe.
It's just I couldn't sit up. I don't know what the hell,
So which is the correct one?
Yeah. In other words, there was a double bill of plays that opened this brand new theater in Hawaii back in 1840. The first theater, real theater in Hawaii, in 1847. They did 2 plays together, just like you are in you're in one of the plays that they're doing at the Chang Theater.
Right.
Which combination of plays was it?
Can you hit me with those titles once again?
Of course. Was it A, The Archer and the Mountaineers of Switzerland? B, Matilda and Maid of the Oaks? C, The Elves and Between You, Me, and the Post? Or D, The Adopted Child and Fortune's Frolic?
Which one is it?
Yeah.
I would say D. I'll take a shot.
D, The Adopted Child and Fortune's Frolic. Is that your final answer?
Probably shouldn't be, but I'll go with it. I'll go with it.
Go with your gut. Go with your gut.
Nice head, Roger.
Well, Roger, we should all be frolicking because that is the correct answer. You got 2 points. Yeah, you are on the board. Yay, Roger. Oh, my goodness. The only other information I have about most of these, some of these I made up, The Elves was a 50-performance hit in 1857. So, where'd you get that, David?
David, what is that?
Nice.
I got this from the opening night performance of Fortune's Frolic in Hawaii.
I see.
And then I went to see that William Saroyan play with Dick Shawn.
Oh my God, David!
Upside down.
You saw that, David?
No, I didn't.
I don't.
I remember Dick Shawn coming on the Tonight Show quite a bit. He was quite funny.
He was great. Yeah.
He always seemed a little off, but other than that, you just
that same year we were both at a Broadway show, and during intermission he walks past me And Soroyan had just died. And I said, Dick, did you hear Soroyan died? And as he goes by me, he says, no, he didn't die. He just took a cab.
Hey, by the way, you know, a little bit more about that opening night in Hawaii for that new theater. Did you know that it was a great night because all the actors got laid? Yeah. Okay.
Oh, I'm just gonna pretend
Okay.
I didn't hear that and keep on
Real,
moving.
real quick question. Were
Yes.
the
Wow.
plays in English or were they in Hawaiian?
Oh, I think it was English stuff. It was an English theater
Okay.
production in Hawaii. Great question. So, Leslie, speaking of questions, this is your time now.
My question.
You can get 2 more points and take the lead again because right now you're tied with Roger. But guess what kind of question this is?
Oh no!
Oh, I love this.
I'm lying here in a bed of pain, and this is what you give me. Thank you.
You're very welcome. It's extra paying, Leslie. This is kind of fun, though. We call these, Roger will know these, but it's called 3 clues in the news. And the idea is that these are 3 words that are not connected to each other, but each of these words connects to another word that we're looking for, and that word has to do with something that happened in the news this past week. Okay? Leslie, you know how this works.
Yes, I do. Unfortunately,
All right.
Sadly, I do.
The clues are dry, goose, blame.
Blame, BLAME, blame,
Yes, BLAME.
and try, TRY.
No, dry with a D.
Ah, thank you. Okay.
Dry.
Dry, goose, blame. Okay, give me a second. I swear I don't know where the goose comes in. I think I just gave David a straight line that he didn't take.
At 10 last night, that's when the goose came in.
Right.
Honk honk. Yeah.
And the
Yeah,
chorus girl said, "Whoops."
exactly. To the bishop, right. Dry. I'm really not. I'm sorry. I think it affected my brain as well. I'll pass. I have
Or you can.
nothing to promote, and I have nothing to answer.
All right.
Down is the only word. Down is the only word, and it doesn't fit anything with goose.
Well, all right. So down is not the correct answer. So we're going to roll the die, and we're. Oh, Leslie, I assume your number would be 6, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir. You are correct, sir. Yes.
That's correct. I tend to be correct. So I just rolled a number 6. I just rolled a number 2. I'm going to roll again and again. Hello. 6 again. Thank you. 4. Nope, we don't have 4. This takes forever. 6 again. Oh, for gosh sakes.
What are we doing? Odd numbers this morning, guys?
Roger. Your number came up. God forbid, but your number on the die came up. And so you get to try and steal this question. We're looking for a word. So it might be blank word or word blank. And the clues are dry, goose, blame. And we're looking for a word that is connected to.
Give him the couch, sweet, and whatever thing. No, I don't think
You're
you
right.
do.
I should explain it. For example, wait, that's. If I were to say, if this were an example, spider shines pox, you might say.
Oh, that's a new one.
Yeah,
That one I got. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, I got it.
Spider shines pox, you might say, what word would go with all 3 of those things? Notice David going ape there?
I can't move my arms to do that, David.
Well, he's using guerrilla tactics. And the word would be, that's cerebral palsy, David. That's not.
What pox is going around right now, Roger?
Can I review David's acting?
Ouch. Okay. I thought it was quite good. Yeah.
Monkey.
Monkey. So
Monkey.
in that answer, you see monkeypox, monkey shines, monkey. What was the other one? Spider monkey. So in other words, monkey goes with all three of those words, right? So you're
Yeah.
looking for the same thing with dry.
Goes with pox. Monkey
No.
goes with.
Well,
Yeah,
monkeypox.
monkeypox.
Monkeypox goes with pox.
Monkeypox.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but
Roger's been in rehearsal. When you're in rehearsal, you don't know what's going on in the news. I know how that works.
Well, like as they said on Smash, I'm in tech.
Yeah, that's right.
So, Roger.
Right.
Nothing coming to you?
Not really. Sorry,
No,
Dave.
you don't have to apologize. You can, if
David,
you.
they're delivering your desk Tuesday between 2 and 5.
Oh, who is?
Jeff, the guy I
Oh, you
talked
got
to
him. Okay. So
Yeah,
just
sorry.
little internal personal stuff here. I bought a desk.
Yes. Yes.
You don't care about that. What you care about is giving you.
Where's my tea?
I don't
No,
know what she is.
No, I care about the internal stuff, not the words there. I can't get the.
Which room is the desk going in?
My quote unquote office. It's this beautiful old desk we got a consignment.
On the second floor upstairs?
Yeah, but what's beautiful is the upstairs literally leads into this garden. Joyce's office looks.
I saw that. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Just beautiful.
So, but Roger, we're stalling. We're giving you all the time.
I'm glad you're doing that because I'm coming up with even less now.
Oh,
Dry goose blame.
yes,
Huh?
Wait,
And a word that goes with that.
yes.
With each of them,
one
right?
those individually.
Is
Dry goose blame.
No, that's pretty good though.
dry?
Goose
Goose
blame.
blame. I'll take a stab and say dry goose blame baseball, I'll say.
Okay, is that your final answer?
That's my final answer.
Oh.
Well, I'm afraid you just struck out because it's
I
not.
struck out. I
And
wonder
he hit
why.
the cat.
I wonder why.
And he hit the
David
cat.
Sheward, you can tie up the game in a three-way.
All right.
Yeah.
David's had some time off to like recoup,
Yeah.
practice.
And I come back to this.
Thank you, Dave. Yeah.
I don't know. This is a tough one because
We missed you. You were
Mhm.
missed.
Mm-hmm.
well, I was up in Maine, and it and now I'm back to the real world. All right, so I've been writing down possibilities, and none of them fit all of them. Like there's ice, liver, spin, run, game, and that it fits like
Oh,
one of them, but not all of them.
this is a tough one.
Yeah, it is a tough one. I will give you that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, I feel so much better now.
no. Well, spruce
Got
doesn't
it,
work either
probably.
because I was trying to think of the plane that Howard Hughes had.
Yeah, that was spruce goose, but it doesn't fit the other.
There's not dry spruce doesn't make sense.
Ew. No, not at all.
And
There's a
spruce
white name for
blame.
that. Yeah. Hmm?
Bruce, it's your fault. Spruce doesn't work.
Yeah, blame the guest. Blame the guest.
And even if you
Try
say,
the guest or goose the guest.
Don't
No,
and
those
even
work.
if you say put the blame on Mame, that doesn't make
Hey.
sense. Like because then you get goose Mame or dry Mame. And
Put
she'd
the
say,
blame.
Vera, get your hands off me. Let me see. Put the blame on me. Oh, I did see Dick Shawn. He was in a movie called The Opposite Sex with Joan Collins.
Oh, yes.
Oh my
That
God.
was the musical
The
version
musical
of
the women, and he had
the
a
women,
specialty
right.
number. Yeah, where he was in a Broadway show. The character was in a Broadway show with Joan Collins, who was a chorus girl.
Oh my God.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, and of course, who can forget him as LSD and the producers,
Of course.
Oh,
whose role was
Of course.
written out in the musical.
wow.
Let's
I wish he were alive. He's getting a lot of promotion.
yeah.
You got some work from this. Yeah.
I'll tell you, he'd get a lot of work.
And who could forget him as Ethel Merman's son in It's a Mad, 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 Mad World.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Indeed.
All right.
I always had a crush on him. I always had a crush on him.
I'm just going to
I thought he was cute. I thought he was crazy. but
all I
cute.
can think of is liver.
Liver.
Oh,
Well, it certainly goes with. Is that your final answer?
Yeah, dry liver. Yeah.
Well, you did not stand and deliver there, David. That is not the correct answer. I did stump the panel on this one. It was a tough one, I admit. But, if you talk of stuff that happened in the news, and it was already a week ago, so it's oldish news.
Yeah.
But the word I was looking for is Canada.
Dry Canada Dry.
okay, right. And
Canada
blame
Goose.
Canada. Got
And
it.
blame
I
Canada
got
from
it.
South Park, the movie.
Oh, right.
And Canada was because 10 people were killed and 15 more wounded
Oh, in the stabbing. Okay.
in the Cree area in Saskatoon.
Wow.
I'm sorry. The only thing on my news is the Queen died. There's nothing else on the news.
Well, yeah, this was a few days before that.
I know.
Die besides the Queen.
Yeah, David, you're a regular Joey Bishop. You
Yeah, he is.
Ralph died also.
David Sheward, how long ago, or maybe Roger as well, how long ago was Charles III the play?
David told us before you came on the air. It's 5 years.
Well, I guessed about 5 years.
No,
5
it's
years?
more than
Charles-
5 years.
Charles III?
Yeah.
The play.
Well,
It's more
it started in London, so even before that, maybe.
Oh, maybe.
Yes, it's more than 5 years.
All
Oh,
right.
yeah.
I was going to say it. I kept the playbill from that one. I really found that play to be really epigram. I just loved it very much.
So we are through finally the first round of the today, yesterday trivia quiz.
7 years. 7 years.
And
7
we
years
have,
ago.
7 years. Oh, I wasn't so far off with 5.
It was on Broadway 7 years ago.
Well, because the 2 years are missing because of the pandemic, you're actually right.
Yeah.
So here's the deal: we have a two-way tie so far, with Roger with 2 points, Leslie with 2 points, David yet to get on the board, but that can all change, especially because David directly gets the next.
My
question.
turn.
Here we go.
All right.
Oh, this
All
is
right.
a fun one. We're going to like this one. The
All
year
right.
was 1882. 7 years before the birth of Adolf Hitler, Dresden holds the very first anti-Semitic convention called, quote, the Congress for Safeguarding of Non-Jewish Interests.
Oh.
Speaking of Jews and non-Jews, you might be surprised to find out that all of these foods are kosher, except one. Which
Hmm.
is this trafe? A, I can't believe it's not butter. B, Pringles Bacon Ranch Chips. C, ostriches. Or D, monkey-faced eels.
Ew. Oh.
Oh, God. I just-
I hope you all have breakfast
Yeah.
and lunch and dinner.
That's what's on the menu. It's Sol's, right?
Spam, spam, spam.
Oh, wait, I forgot
How
to
would you? Oh, yes, spam. Yes, we got monkey-faced eel, and then we got some nice strawberry tart. But it's not too much rat in it.
Oh.
Free, rather a lot, really.
Oh.
All right. So, which of these is not kosher?
is not kosher.
I can't believe it's not butter, bacon ranch Pringle chips, ostrich, or monkey-faced eels, which is
Monkey-faced
not kosher.
eels. Right. All of these are kosher, but one.
Well, I've had ostrich and it tasted okay to me. So when I was in Africa,
Not the yardstick for that. But go ahead.
Yeah.
oh, I don't know, which of these is not kosher? Well, the obvious one would be the bacon ranch Pringles because you're not supposed to eat bacon. That's the obvious one. And maybe I didn't overthink of this. I'll say B, the bacon ranch Pringles.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, I guess so. This is
All right, David.
No, the bell doesn't mean you don't have a chip on your shoulder against me. But David, that is not the correct answer. Pringles bacon ranch chips are kosher.
No.
No, that is not.
Because, David, in cooking, you can get that umami, bacony flavor using other things like mushrooms and
Umami,
soy sauces and things. You can make that flavor without having
Okay.
bacon.
All right.
So
Wow.
Yeah, I had it was the obvious one, so it obviously wasn't. So anyway.
I
Yeah.
learned all that during the pandemic. I learned about umami during the pandemic. I now cook. I did not cook for all the rest of my life. I did not cook since my kid was little.
Well,
But now I cook.
Leslie, you can be cooking with gas and take.
Yes, I can get a stab at this.
Yes, you can.
So I'm left with
You're left with it,
ostrich
right. I can't believe it's not butter.
and eels.
Monkey-faced eels.
Are they? What did you say? Monkey-faced eels? What did you call them?
Yes, monkey-faced eels. That's it. Yeah. Or
And
is
if they
it
were
almost
regular
all-
eels, is it a difference between monkey-faced eels and regular eels?
I cannot divulge.
That would give away the
That's
give
a
away
state
the answer.
secret, yes.
All right, okay, monkey-faced eels. Ay. A
Screaming monkey
pox on you,
eel.
David. A pox on you. Now let me get back to my question. Okay, so the eels, the ostrich, Ostriches don't have a cloven foot, they have a three-toed foot. So I imagine that makes them okay. Because chickens have a three-toed foot and chickens are okay.
Oh, okay.
Kosher. I'm making this up as I go along. I'm trying to sound like I know what I'm talking about.
You're doing very well.
Yeah, that sounds
Right. Well, that's
logical.
one. If it were cloven hooves, then we could just do without it because I know that's not it. The eels are what are throwing me because I don't know why they have to be monkey faced to be or not be. To be or not to
I
be
guess the
monkey
question,
faced.
yeah.
And the first one again was
I can't believe it's not butter.
I can't believe it's not butter. I actually believe that I've seen that with a little kosher symbol on the container. So I'm going to say that is kosher. So now I'm left with the other two, the monkey-faced eels and the ostrich. Ostrich, monkey-faced
That's a new
eels.
play by William Saroyan.
Indeed.
Good title.
He's kosher. He's kosher, William Saroyan.
Absolutely, William
Yes.
Saroyan.
The
Absolutely.
monkey
Wasn't he
face
Armenian?
and
Wait.
the ostrich.
He was Armenian, indeed.
Yes.
They had their own Holocaust to deal with. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
so
But it was a cuter one. Yeah.
Ugh.
No.
Oh my God.
Let Leslie answer. Give her some answers to things.
give me some answer. Thank you very much, Joyce. I'm nowhere on this. In order to be
Yeah.
koshered, a bird has to be hung upside down, and ostriches are enormous. So I don't know that they have to. Their throats have to be cut, and the blood has to run out naturally. That's part of the kosher. No,
Listen,
that's the way you make something
Jews.
kosher. I'm sorry, Rabbi Saul knows that. Back me up, Rabbi Saul.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rabbi Saul.
So I'm gonna say the ostrich, just for that reason alone. It would be just too damn difficult to kosher an ostrich.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, nothing is intrinsically kosher unless it has been koshered.
Well, I mean, if it's an animal, if it's
That's the
Well,
first
yeah,
time
I
I've
mean,
heard,
right, but an animal in
that's
the
the
animal.
first time I've
kingdom.
heard kosher as a verb.
it can be. You can kosher
It
it.
is too kosher.
Yeah.
That's how you do something, right?
So you're going with C, ostriches, yeah?
Yes. Here endeth Leslie's short history of Judaica. Go ahead.
Well, Leslie, you do not have your head in the sand. That is the correct answer. Ostriches are trace. They are not kosher. It has to do with some of their system or the way they're built or something like that.
Who's winning?
Leslie is now winning. She has 4 points.
Whoa, Leslie.
And by the way,
Woo-hoo.
the monkey-faced eel is actually a fish.
Really?
They call it yeah, it's not an eel. It's technically a fish. And
Wow.
it's backbone, scales, kosher, so forth. Now, Roger, I'm alluding to Wallace Shawn in The Princess Bride. You worked with Wallace Shawn too, didn't you?
No, I didn't.
Oh, I thought he was on your. Oh, Dick Shawn. Oops.
No, all the Shawns. I haven't covered all of them.
No relation. No relation.
No relation.
Oh,
No.
my
Even
fault.
Sean the sheep.
Oh, sure. All right, here we go. We now have another question, and this question is our 5th. We're still in the middle of the second round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, Roger, you are 2 points behind Leslie. You can tie her if you get this question correct. Are you ready?
Come on, Roger, you can do it. Come on.
I can't take the pressure.
The year was 1919.
Ooh.
It was a glorious homecoming in New York City for 25,000 World War I veterans and victorious General John J. Pershing. But which of these is false about Black Jack Pershing? A. When he was 70 years old, Pershing married a woman who had been his classmate 50 years earlier at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. B. When he was a child, his home was ambushed by Confederates who objected to his father's pro-union activities. C. Teddy Roosevelt was a fan because, like him, Pershing led soldiers up San Juan Hill during the Spanish-American War. Or D. Pershing lost his wife and 3 children in a house fire.
Wow.
Only one of these is false.
Oh boy. That's why I wasn't a history major at the end at Middlebury. You know? I never came up with that.
Middling military.
Yeah. All right. Once more, just very quickly,
Sure.
Dave. Can you hit me with them just very quickly?
Which of these is false
Yeah.
about Pershing? When he was 70, he married a woman who had been his classmate 50 years earlier at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. B. When he was a child, his home was ambushed by Confederates who objected to his father's pro-Union activities. C. Teddy Roosevelt was a fan, because like him, Pershing led soldiers up San Juan Hill during the Spanish-American War. Or D. Pershing lost his wife and 3 children in a house fire. One of these is false.
I'm going to go with B.
You're going to say it is not true that his house was ambushed.
Yeah.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Well, you probably need to join a union because that is not the correct answer. It actually was when he was a kid. So we're going to roll the die again.
That would have been
Interesting.
my guess too, Roger, just to make you feel better.
Oh, now I feel great. Now I feel
So David Sheward, you picked number 3.
Okay.
You have a chance to get on the board
Oh.
right now. So,
yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was busy writing my new play, Koshering the Ostrich.
You're still working on that one, David. Huh?
Yeah.
Starring Jackie Mason.
Yeah.
it would
All
be
right. So my choices are: he married a woman who he went to school with 40 years ago or something.
50 years earlier at the University of Nebraska, Lincoln.
Okay. So Teddy Roosevelt was a fan of his because he also led people up San Juan Hill or something.
Right, led
Yeah.
soldiers of San Juan Hill during the Spanish War.
Or he lost his kids and wife in a house fire.
Hmm.
Those are my choices.
Right. One of those, though, is false.
One of those is false. I'll go. Well, we've had a bunch. This is weird because we've had 2 C's already. I don't know if there'll be another C. And we've had a D. We haven't had an A. Now, but that sounds very. The C one doesn't sound true because I don't know. I don't have the timelines right in my mind. When he lived. What's entirely if he was a little boy during the Civil War. It's entirely, and I don't remember when the Spanish-American War was. I'm just going to go with C.
You're going to say it's not true that Teddy Roosevelt was a fan because, like, Pershing led soldiers up the
Yeah.
hell out. Final answer?
Yes.
Well, David Sheward, you may still win the war, but you have lost this battle.
Oh.
Right? It is true. They were kind of soulmates because they both did.
Oh, okay.
See how quickly we forget the Spanish-American War was like 1898. How
Yes.
quickly we forget this.
Yeah.
Well,
Even I remember that.
It's only
Right,
130
well,
years ago.
You and I were there in the grandstands, Roger. I remember.
Absolutely.
Well, Leslie, here's the deal. You have a 50-50 shot of tacking on 2 more points to your
Okay.
lead.
Well, I want to level off with Roger, right? Roger has 4.
Roger has 2.
Oh, I have 4.
You have 4. Yeah, you have 4.
Oh, okay.
You're a veteran. You're the veteran.
I feel like a vegetable, but okay, go ahead. I feel like a squash.
Oh,
Now,
Okay. Tell me again what's left. I'm really sorry.
sure. The 2 choices are, one of these is false about...
The 2 choices that are left go together. If he lost his family, then he would have married that woman.
Interesting.
So,
I mean,
One is false.
that's the play. Now there's the play to write.
well,
and then he
I mean,
goes-
it has pathos, it has bathos, it has everything. Okay, go ahead. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
and his wife
Athos,
was a
yeah,
kosher
got everything.
butcher.
D'Artagnan.
Wally Shawn would make a dynamic Pershing. I can just tell. Go ahead, baby.
Well, okay, I'm going to read them again, though, because one of them is not true.
No, one is he married the lady, and the other is the kids. Everybody was killed
Right.
in a fire. Oh well, incurable romantic that I am. I like the one that he married the woman. So I'm gonna say that everybody was killed, but that's sort of horrific. But I'll go with everybody was killed, and they were not killed. They died of smallpox or the original Spanish
It was
flu.
the
or something.
monkeypox, Spanish monkeypox. So,
They died in the 1918 Spanish flu epidemic. That's what happened to them.
final answer, Les.
Yes, they all died.
Oh God.
Oh.
Well, unfortunately for everyone, really, that I stumped
You
the panel
fooled us
again.
all.
He lost his early family, his first family. He lost 3 children and his wife in a fire, although one son
Oh.
survived, so he did have 1 kid.
Oh,
It is true that his father sold goods to Union soldiers and supported them by flying the Yankee flag over the house. But here's the deal. He did teach at some point at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. He didn't go there. In 1946, at the age of 85,
Oh,
secretly wed Romanian artist Michelin Resco in his Walter Reed Hospital apartment.
Wow.
Resco was 35 years his junior.
Wow.
And he
Wow.
lived like 2 more years.
What's
So
the
Good
backstory?
for him.
I don't even. Well, no, they met. They must have. She was the Anna Nicole of Walter Reed Hospital. I guess.
Right, right. Well, he wasn't rich, was
Oh,
he?
but
Wasn't
she
rich,
didn't.
was he?
So he did marry a younger woman, but he was not her schoolmate. Or
He was
something.
85. Yeah, no, he didn't know her. He had never met her. It was a younger woman that he met at Walter Reed Hospital, I guess.
So not like Carol Channing.
No, not. No. Okay, married her.
I know.
High school.
Right,
sweetheart.
right, right.
Even interviewed Carol Channing, and she talked about her high school sweetheart.
He was with her. No, he was with
He
her.
was
It
there.
was Harry Collegian.
They were
Yeah.
big. They were big on funding arts education. Creative and arts education. So that was nice. Yeah.
You know who else did it, but it wasn't such a big span? Robert Viagas. Robert Viagas from Playbill.
Oh,
Robert Viagas from Playbill married a woman he had gone to school with.
That's
Oh.
true. And he was on the show talking
Is it
about that
Mary?
too.
I forget her name. We
Yeah.
know Robert was David's coworker.
Yeah,
I know that's,
was for a while.
and also both Davids, right? You both worked at Playbill or in some capacity.
oh,
I've never worked at Playbill, no, but I
Oh.
know, but I met Robert.
Anyway,
uh,
this is interesting,
Wow.
Leslie. You get to be the guinea pig.
Oh God!
Question goes to you,
Oh boy.
and it's a brand new kind of question.
Oh, of course it is. Sure.
oh,
Why would
yeah.
Hit the old lady while she's down and suffering. Go ahead, do it. Do
Well, she
it.
might not have been third had she. But here's the
Leslie, I think you're going to get it. I think you're going to show the.
I'm going to show everybody, right?
Yeah.
This is
Okay. All
called-
right.
Go ahead.
Change one letter. That is the name of
Oh,
this.
change one letter. I got you. I know how that works.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So, for example, here's a
You should
sample.
tell your guests that Leslie was on game shows, so Leslie might be a shoe-in for this. Yeah.
So here's the deal. This is the fake one. This is you can all play this one.
Oh,
Change one letter. The clue is it holds any picture you've got. Change one letter and it's hot.
Oh, I got it.
Wait.
Say it again.
It holds any picture
Oh.
you've got.
Okay. Yes, I have it also. Okay.
It's frame to flame.
Frame and flame. Right. Got it.
Got it.
That's the fake one.
Good.
Leslie, here's the real one.
Yeah, that was the easy one. Now comes
yeah,
the one with
that was.
X's and Z's and all sorts of things.
It's
Okay.
actually in Middle English, and it has
Middle
13 letters.
Well, that was my specialty. So let's
All right,
Come on,
Leslie,
guys.
Aside from
Go ahead.
koshering.
here we go. Here we
When
go.
I wasn't out koshering ostriches, I was studying.
God,
lingo.
Leslie. Oh my God.
So you get 1 point each for each word. All right, here we go.
Okay, all right.
When George Washington needed a spy, he picked this 21-year-old guy.
Oh.
Make a synonym for stop by changing his name, and you can win this patriotic game.
Give me a second. I got to run through a bunch of names in my head.
Sure. I think David has it.
Of course, David's a historian. I mean, it's like
Well, he didn't know when the Spanish-American War was.
he was just bluffing. Sometimes he.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right, hush, hush, hush. I really have to think now.
Boy, I'm glad somebody is. I can't.
Oh, I'm running through the names of spies, and I can't even come up with an alternate word. And I have alternate words for yield, for what was that word? Stop. But I'm not getting anything that can turn one into the other. Oh, I don't like this.
Do you like
I
it
think-
less than 3 clues in the news?
David has to say that's what she said.
No, no, yeah, right. No, I don't mind this as much as 3 clues in the news, but I can't come up with I can come up for words for each, but none of them can change into the other one, is my point. I have 4 or 5 letter words for stop, and I have a 4-letter word for a spy. So,
It doesn't got a 4-letter
not
word
getting-
for me, but yeah.
and it's only 1 letter, and it has to be in the same part of the word.
Yeah.
So
Think
that's
of
the kicker.
Let me
Swing.
see.
Oh, I got it. I got it. halt, and hail.
When George Washington needed a spy, he picked this 21-year-old guy. Make a
Nathan
signal
Hale.
for stop by changing his name. Hale.
Nathan Hale and Halt.
Patriotic game. Halt.
Whoa.
Halt and Hale. David.
Yeah. That's, yeah, I had
you
it.
come up with it? Were you?
Yeah, I had it.
But I was thinking of Major Andre, so I was trying to find some word that meant halt that had the letters Andre in it. I was altogether wrong. I'm glad I found
Look
it.
at
though.
Leslie. Well done.
Yeah, I came up with
Okay.
halt.
Hmm.
Today
It
in
had to
history
be
was the
Hale.
day that Nathan Hale volunteered to help George Washington by spying on the British, and a few months later he had one life to give, and he gave it. So
Right,
this
right.
Wow.
volunteered. Yeah.
Yeah.
So much for trusting Washington.
Yeah. I came up with Dick Shawn. That's how
Yeah.
close I was.
That's actually that was
Good
the
for
second
you.
choice. Yeah.
John
He
and
was
Vaughn.
very young at the time. He was very young at the
John
time.
and
Yeah.
Vaughn.
So here's the deal. We have, at the end of the second round, a game with Leslie ahead 6 points to Roger's 2. David not yet on the board. It's still a takeable game by anybody.
I think David's going to take it. I
All
think.
right, let's go ahead.
We'll never know. We never
I had
know.
to steal everything, but
Have a little faith in me, Roger. Come on.
go ahead.
Yeah, that's right.
So, David Sheward, guess what I have for you?
3 clues in the news?
Yes, I do. Yes,
Oh,
I have a 3
boy.
clues in the news for you.
All Okay, go
You
ahead.
may get this. You may get this. Here we go. The 3 clues connected to another word that we're looking for are bedroom, key, race.
Huh.
Hmm.
Huh. Now, what happened in the news that would fit this? I know what I know something that would fit with key and race, but I don't know if it fits with bedroom. What happened? Master.
Oh,
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
oh, excellent.
Well, mister, you are a master because that is the correct answer.
Oh, David.
Master key
Good for you.
and the master race. Yes, David Sheward, 2 points on the board. You're on the board.
Yeah,
And you know why that worked this week?
Because Donald Trump wants a special master to go over all his classified
Well,
documents.
he may very well get it and push this thing off until next November.
Well,
You know.
you know why he asked for it? Because he thought that if he asked for a special master, someone was going to show up with whips and chains.
Oh.
Leather.
And pee on him. And pee on him. That was
Yeah.
a big deal.
Oh.
Yeah, so he was saying to his lawyers, oh yeah, sure, just have her show up at 11 o'clock tonight.
Right.
Melania is out of town.
Oh, man.
Oh my lord.
Oh, my Lord. Anyway,
Moving
David,
on.
congratulations. You're on the board now, which means
Yeah.
that we've still got 2, 4. We still have a tieable game.
Oh.
Somebody,
Yeah,
it
well,
can
two
still happen.
questions.
Who was the one that
Congratulations, David.
who was the one that was supposed to have the affair with Trump and beat him in the ass with the magazine?
Flowers, right?
Oh, no,
No, that was Clinton.
Star.
Her name wasn't Flowers. You screwed it up by saying that.
But
Flowers was Clinton.
it was she beat him over the head, or she spanked him with the magazine that had his cover.
She was a buxom blonde, and I cannot think of her name now. Summers or something like that.
with Forbes magazine because he was on the cover.
Man.
And he enjoyed it, so I thought she should have, for his size ass. It should
Stormy
have been.
Daniels, was that it?
Stormy Daniels,
Stormy
that's who it
Daniels,
was.
that's
Yes. Yes.
All right, now, a storm
Get a
cloud
copy
is
of War and
blowing
Peace.
over Roger's head right now because, Roger, this next question is yours, and it is also 3 clues in the news. So I don't know.
Good luck,
Oh,
Roger.
today's
Good
game
luck,
is
Roger.
so interesting.
All right, but here we go. Roger,
Don't overthink it, Roger.
Yeah.
they're
Here we go.
clues, so it can be words, names, whatever. They're clues, and the clues are Ponzi, Ray, Atlas.
Ponzi, Ray, R-A-Y,
Mm-hmm.
Atlas,
Yes.
something in the news.
Yes.
Recently? Or
It will have been within the past week or so, definitely.
Wish I'd been reading the newspapers. Man, I'm blanking on this one. Not that I wasn't blanking on the others too, but this one, this one is really,
What's
hey,
the
that,
show you're working on?
Yeah.
I mean, Ponzi, I keep thinking of Bernie Madoff, you know. So that's why I said, is it recent? Ponzi scheme, you know. But Ray and Atlas,
Remember, those three words aren't in the news. The word you're looking for
It's like
is something in the
it
news.
would be like Ponzi blank or blank Ponzi, right? And then
I'm sorry on this one. I'm not coming up with anything. I would.
So remind everybody that you are in the play Love, Sex, and Real Estate, and that is playing at the Chain Theater from September 16th through October 1st, right down on, and people can get tickets. We don't have time for you to read out how to get tickets again, but they can just Google it. You can get tickets.
yeah,
Right.
To that.
Right.
Let's roll a die.
I wish that helped me get the answer, but it doesn't.
Rolling a 1, rolling a 1, rolling a 4. Nope. Rolling a 6, Leslie. You could put the game away.
I've come up with a word for each one, but not one word for all of them. I've got Ponzi scheme, Ray Liotta, and what was the last one?
Atlas.
Oh, and Atlas Shrugged. And so my mind is completely full of those words.
Well, Atlas Shrugged is pretty random. Sorry.
Oh,
I've actually read that book, if you can believe it.
I did too. I actually met her at college when I was in college.
And you're still living.
Yes, and I'm still living. She was a tiny, nasty little woman. Very waspy. Very waspy.
Well,
not
she
in the
wasn't waspy. She was a yid, but okay.
I was saying, but
Waspy.
waspy in the way that she behaved, like a little wasp woman.
Nasty.
Nasty, very nasty little woman. Very much. Well, that's what I think, and that's the way it is. You know, that kind of attitude. I gave you my answers, and none of them fit with each one, so I'm out.
Okay.
I'm tapped, and I'm not in anything. So go ahead.
So David Sheward, you can get 2 more points and be in second place if you get this right.
You got it, David?
Okay, hold on 1 second. 1 second.
Oh, of course. This is
Hold
interesting.
on 1 second.
You're watching
he-
what's gone by the way.
Oh, he's cheating. He's going to get a dictionary. or
Right.
something.
Of course. But it isn't. You can't do it that way. You can't cheat.
There's no fair cheat. You can't. He's not doing that. I think he's going to bring something. I think he knows the answer.
He's going to show us. Oh,
Yeah.
he's going to show us Ayn Rand. He's going to show us his copy of Atlas Shrugged.
Yeah.
You need a weightlifter to carry it. But here he comes.
Oh, that helps.
Oh, I get it.
I can't stop loving you because
Oh,
the
yeah.
answer is Charles.
Is that
Oh,
yes?
wonderful. Very
Yes.
good. Excellent.
You are a ray of light, David Sheward. That's right. The answer is Charles.
Staring us right in the face. Wow.
Charles Ponzi and Charles Atlas. And of course, why is Charles in the news?
Because he's now the king.
He's King Charles III, of course. Yes. So good job, David. And
Wait a minute. Where does it fit with Atlas?
Charles
Charles
Atlas.
Atlas.
I'm sorry. I've got my own word shrugged in my head instead of the right word.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah.
Okay, got it.
And
Got
I
it.
figured I haven't heard of Charles Ponzi, but I guess he's the one that the scheme is named after.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Evidently.
Yeah.
So well done, David Sheward.
Well done, David.
Wow,
Well
David.
done.
Game alive, because now if you get the next question, it doesn't go directly to you. But if Leslie bounces and it bounces back to you, we can have a tie game.
Okay.
It's really exciting.
Okay.
Oh, so exciting.
This question though goes to Leslie. Now, Leslie, if you get it right, you're home free. You're clear. You win. So this is
Okay.
very big.
Oh,
The year was 2001. Indian actor Amitabh Bachchan is awarded the Actor of the Century Award at the Alexandria Film Festival in Egypt. Which of these is false about India's most famous
David,
actor who has done more than 200 movies? Yeah?
Robert Viagas just texted in and said he has a new book about theater ghost stories. Do you want to have him as a guest?
Are you joking? Is that real? Watching
Say
this?
hi for me, Joyce.
Chatted in, so it's like, it's like when you say like Beetlejuice, like it appears so.
Robert Viagas. Oh my
Yeah.
God,
Right.
my former
Right.
coworker and boss, really cool guy, and he was on this show. Of course, I want him back on the show. Yes, Robert. Okay, but forgive me. This is by Amitabh Bachchan, the most famous actor in India. Made more than 200 movies, but which of these is not true about Bachchan? This is for Leslie. This question. A. He was the first South Asian actor to ever be put in wax at Madame Tussauds. B. In his only American film, he played a Jewish gangster. C. Since 2012, he's been the Hindi spokesperson for Cadbury and famously dressed as a bunny for one award ceremony. Or D. He made only one black and white film. Which of these is false?
Huh. So Madame Tussauds, black and white, bunny costume. What was the third one that I'm missing?
In his
fourth
only American film, he played a Jewish gangster.
I would bet my life on that one. I would bet my life that that's true. We're looking for which is false, right?
Right.
I would assume that he was willing to play a Jewish gangster, but not willing to play a bunny. I'm going to say the bunny.
Is that your final?
Oh God, I just came up on camera, which I did not want to do.
You
Oh,
look great. You look great.
please.
That is fine. Come on. Well, there you go. Well, you look lovely momentarily. You look lovely in that picture also. And you know what? You
The ceiling looked good too.
You have the glow of victory about you because you just got that question right. You got 2 more points. Well done, Leslie Hoban Blake.
Yay me.
It's false that anything to do with Cadbury or the ever dressed with the bunny.
That's pretty funny.
He was voted PETA's hottest vegetarian several times during his career.
Hottest vegetarian.
Hottest vegetarian.
Hottest vegetarian.
He was, in fact, the first South Asian actor ever to be at Madame Tussauds. There are now half a dozen. And he played in the Baz Luhrmann remake, the Baz Luhrmann version of The Great Gatsby. They cast him as Meyer Wolfsheim.
Oh, and I saw.
He deals with, yeah.
And I saw that movie. I don't remember him.
Well, it's a very short, it's one scene, and
Well, he made this show. He's on this show. How so he's famous.
Right.
now he's very. So, ladies and gentlemen, here's the deal. Roger, don't yet go away. I know we've kept you a long time, but it's been absolutely wonderful. But here's the deal. We have one more question, even though it doesn't matter. Even though Leslie won the game, she is the queen, she is the princess.
That's all right.
You feel 100% better now? Does winning the game take away all your flu aches?
No,
No.
actually it doesn't, but thank you for saying that.
Anyway, we do one more question. Roger, do you happen to have a pen and paper or something?
I have a pen and paper.
Oh, because our last question is a little different. It's a fill-in answer. It's not a multiple choice. And everybody writes down his or her answer instead of just saying it. So all answer it at the same time.
Okay.
That's all there is to
Well,
it.
so what you're going to let me do is say it before they put their
Oh,
papers
I'm so sorry.
up, right?
That's right. Yeah. Or you can turn on your camera briefly again and just go like this. But no.
Well, no,
that-
it means I'd have to sit up and find a paper, and I'm not capable of doing that.
Okay. Oh, no problem. Here's the deal. It doesn't mean anything. Leslie's already won. But just for
That's right. It doesn't mean anything, even if you guys get the right.
Oh, wow.
Just for fun.
Here we go. The year was so Roger, also what you'll do is I'll read the question, you'll write the answer down, then I'll read the question again. I'll give a 3, 2, 1 countdown. Leslie will say her answer and you guys will hold yours up to the screen. Cool? Cool.
Okay.
The year was 1915. Though his family was from Wexford, Ireland, born today in Brooklyn is this actor who did some Broadway before working extensively in film and television. After his RKO contract brought him to Winged Victory, Warner Brothers heated up his career with White Heat. After surviving The Killers, he was DOA, but then he walked with a barefoot Contessa to an Oscar win. Name that actor. David is on it.
I know the answer.
Leslie is on it. I'm wondering if A, Roger is on it, or B, Roger ever worked with, no, it would have been a little early, no. But
Um,
Don't say it. Don't say it.
I won't say it.
I get to say it.
So tell me when you're finished, Roger, and I'll read the question one more time, and then I will
Yeah,
give
read it one more time.
you.
I'm glad it doesn't count. I'm totally relieved.
Good. Yeah. Phew. This
Yes.
is my acting, Roger. Do you think I'm indicating?
Yes, I have.
The year was
Depends on what it was you were trying to show us, David.
Yeah.
1950. Though his family was from Wexford, Ireland, born today in Brooklyn, is this actor who did some Broadway before working extensively in film and TV. After his RKO contract brought him to winged victory, Warner Brothers heated up his career with White Heat. After surviving The Killers, he was DOA, but then he walked with the Barefoot Contessa to an Oscar win. Name that actor. 3, 2, 1. Let's see.
Wait, I get to say it
Say,
first.
say Leslie, say Leslie.
Edmund O'Brien.
Okay, I sing Edmund O'Brien on David's, and Roger, I can see your thing. Cagney, of course, from White
Well,
Heat.
Cagney would have been the obvious choice, but it's Edmund O'Brien because of DOA.
I couldn't think of anybody other than, O'Brien would have been,
Edmund O'Brien was, so both David and Leslie, congratulations, you got take 2 points for that because it didn't count.
My father was a very strange man. As a little girl, he took me to movies.
Father was a little girl?
As a little girl, he took me to see things like Gone with the Wind and DOA.
Oh.
Not children's movies by any stretch of the imagination.
No.
But I'll never forget
No.
I'll never forget Edmund O'Brien and DOA. What a fabulous concept that was. They remade it and it wasn't as good somehow. Nobody could sweat like Edmund O'Brien could sweat.
They say that you see the sweat.
He had a skill on his. It was on his resume. Sweat on cue. He could sweat on cue.
Could you teach that, Roger? Could you teach an actor to like start schnitzing?
Oh, I'm sure I could give it a shot, but I don't know. I don't know. But that explains a lot about Leslie, what she said about her father and seeing those movies.
Yes, I was warped at an early age. Yes.
Actually, Roger, no joke here. I want to ask one last question of you. Like, if you have a scene where an actor is supposed to cry, right?
Cry?
You're in acting class, has to cry. Do you tell them how to do it? Do you say, no, don't cry because the audience is supposed to cry. You're supposed to be on the verge of tears. What would be if you were teaching a scene where the character is supposed to cry and the actor's having trouble, what would you tell them?
Well, I probably would say to them, to try to think of something from their past that they felt so strongly about. If they can't do that, and sometimes that happens, I would remind them that crying can be inside you, and you don't have to show. You don't have to have tears.
Leslie's a director also. Yeah. So Leslie,
can I answer this, please?
Yeah.
I was in Charles Ludlam's Stage Blood at the University of Rochester on a letter of agreement contract in the late 70s. And we had to be vetted by Charles Ludlam himself. And Joe Saravo was in the cast, and I played the mother. And Stage Blood is a weird version of Hamlet, where the mother is having an affair with the guy playing Hamlet. Joe Saravo played Hamlet. I played the mother, and she's giving her son and her daughter acting advice. And she says to them, I'm paraphrasing wildly. She says, "Well, I read a book by Uta Hagen that says that you must think of something sad in your own life. But quite frankly, darling, I simply put an onion in a handkerchief."
Well, that can, yeah. Normally, I
just always thought that was the best friggin' acting advice anybody ever gave anybody. I just thought that was wonderful.
What, just give her a handkerchief?
An onion. Keep
an onion in a handkerchief. She would put an onion in her handkerchief.
Yeah. I usually take the sharpened end of a protractor and stab myself in the testicles.
Yes, that was another way that they didn't bother putting that in.
Yeah. Always a prop. Always a prop. Yeah.
Anyway,
when my son was little, he got to be in Oliver at the Chelsea.
Yeah.
Not the real Oliver, the one that Whoopi Goldberg started a children's theater in Chelsea where we lived at the Hudson Guild, and he was in that company.
Okay.
And so he got to play the lead, and he needed to cry for some reason. So I tried to explain to him that whole theory, the whole think of something sad that happened. So he said, all right, I'll think about my dog dying. And he cried for days.
Oh,
he couldn't stop crying. And I had to try to explain that you have to harness that. You have to make it something else. He just cried all the time. Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry.
He's a real method actor. He's a real method actor.
Yes, he was. He doesn't act anymore. I think I'm a little screwy.
No, but I love the idea that you put your child through terrible trauma for the sake of acting. That's true theater.
Yeah, you know what? He wanted to do this. He came to me and he said, I want to be an actor. And I handed him a copy of Backstage. He was 11. I said, Mommy's got her own career, darling. You go ahead. I did not want to be a stage mother. I did not want to push him. I figured if he wanted to do it, he would do it.
Well, I am thrilled that all of us here love the profession, love theater, love acting, love film too, and love being on Dave's Gone By. So I have to thank very, very, very much the three people who are in front of, well, two are in front of me, one is
laying down
in front of me. Let's start with our new friend of the Daverhood, Roger Hendricks Simon. Let us kindly remind people one more time that he is going to be in a play from September 16th through October 1st. It's called Love, Sex, and Real Estate. It's at the Chain Theater on 312 West 36th Street, just off 8th Avenue. Okay, we'll take the moment. Tell us how to get tickets, Roger.
Okay, get your pens and pencils out. Here we go. I guess you can Google it, Love, Sex, and Real Estate, at the American Renaissance Theater. You can Google the play, or you can go online to rour.show/artc and then /88517. Again, r.
You are joking.
No, he's not joking. That's a whole.
No, I wish I were joking. That's what they put down.
I mean that people are going to be writing this down. That's all.
Yeah, it's our show.
Going to the Chain Theater, I think, makes more sense. But okay.
Yeah, if you can Google it, and you'll probably find the dates and the way to get tickets. I think that's best. But it's rour.show/artc. That's ARTC/88517. Okay, hope to see you.
Hope to see you. And also, by the way, if people are interested in taking in acting lessons with Roger Hendricks Simon, you can email him rhsstudio@gmail.com.
Thank you. And that could be directors and writers as well. All three disciplines are invited.
Rabbis too. Hey, you never know.
And rabbis, absolutely, who are best actors, actually.
Yes.
Yeah, because they're faking believing in anything. But here, no, just kidding.
David, they're going to come and get you, David. Ostriches, they're going to come in riding ostriches and get you.
Yes, they kosher.
And singing like Dick Shawn. Now, Leslie Hoban Blake, I know you're under the weather, but is there anything we can watch of yours and Charlie?
Yeah, we're just about to post our review of. Oh Lordy, what was it a review? Of Kinky Boots with Brian Scott Lipton. It'll be up by Saturday night or Sunday morning
on your YouTube channel,
which is Two on the Aisle.
Right. So you can see.
And then David Sheward will be reviewing As You Like It with us on Sunday morning, but we won't have that up until Monday or Tuesday.
Okay.
Now, speaking of David Sheward, he's right here with us. What have you written about this week?
I've been away in Maine, so I haven't been,
Sure.
and I didn't get to see As You Like It until last night. So I'll be.
Did you like it?
Yes, I did. I thought it was, I enjoyed it as there's another play called As You Like It, ASS.
As You Like It.
Really?
I enjoyed it. Yes, I enjoyed it very much. I thought it was.
David, is that the one in the park?
Yes, the musical in the park.
Hey, what character in Midsummer Night's Dream also shows up in As You Like It?
Bottom.
Yeah, yes, thank
Bottom.
you. Just kidding.
Yeah,
Okay.
Which is a verb as well as a noun.
Along
Along
with
now. Okay.
Along with kosher, yes.
But I also so I'm also I'll have a review of that eventually, even though the show is closing on Sunday. But I will have, and let me see what else. I just wrote a blog post about, it's interesting, Nathan Lane has won his Emmy, finally, Primetime Emmy, for his guest performance on Only Murders in the Building. But he has 2 daytime Emmys for his cartoon voiceover work. So I'm writing a little piece about his cartoon history. And
I'm sorry, David, when were the Emmys announced?
the daytime Emmys, I'm sorry, the guest performer Emmys come out the week before the actual ceremony. So we know the winners of the guest Emmys, but the primetime Emmys are going to be handed out on Monday.
Okay, but when did the guest Emmys come out? That's what I'm asking.
I believe it was last Sunday.
Yeah.
I totally missed it. I'm gonna have to go look it up. I
Yeah.
really just, it went right by me. Okay.
Laurie Metcalf won, the woman from Squid Game won, and Coleman Domingo won,
Oh,
Oh, I love Coleman Domingo.
which I think is great.
Was that from
Uh,
Walking Dead or something else?
No, he's on a show called Euphoria on HBO.
Oh, yeah, I don't watch it, but I know what it is. Yeah, it's much too young for me.
And I have a couple of blog posts about, I've been blogging a lot about just what's going on with announcements on Broadway. The fact that Jefferson Mays is going to do Christmas Carol, that Into the Woods is extending to the beginning of January of next year, and probably the New York musical with based on the movie, inspired by the movie. It's going to have a different plot, but the same songs, and new songs by Lin-Manuel Miranda and John Kander will probably go into the St. James if Into the Woods is not still playing in the spring.
wow.
Hmm.
And
Who was working with,
so, yeah.
there was a very surprise pairing of, I know who it is, the black comic from the Late Show, the Late Show on, oh God, Seth Meyers' show.
Oh,
Uh-huh.
Is working with Matthew Lopez.
oh,
Oh, on what? I mean,
What is his new show? He has a new musical coming out. What is it, David? You would know.
off the top of my head, I don't know. I have to look.
Okay. Well, anyway, I can't think of her name. She's an adorable little thing. She has a show of her own on
Oh,
Peacock.
I think I know who you mean, but I can't think of her name.
Yeah, I can't think of her name. I'm sorry. I apologize in advance.
Moisha. We'll call her Moisha.
Right.
Yeah.
But it was a very odd pairing because I didn't know that she worked on music at all. I didn't know she was a lyricist, which is, I think, what she's in there doing.
So that stuff is on my blog, The David Desk, as well as a while ago I did an update on the reconstructing the Carol Burnett show, and I'll have another one on that soon.
Oh yay! Oh yay!
Hmm.
Good to have you back on the show. Good to have you back in New York, David. Even though I'm not in New York anymore, but great to have you.
When does school start, David? Monday?
I started school on Tuesday of this past week.
Oh, it's already started. So how's it
started.
going?
It's all right.
You start school, David?
No, I'm teaching.
right.
I'm teaching
Oh, great. Where are you teaching?
at a public high school in Queens.
Great. Wow.
That's putting bread on the table.
Hey, man, I knew you when. I
Yeah.
knew you when. You know, you finally made it.
Yes.
David, I taught through my entire acting career. I was able to get away with it. I would go out and stock. I would leave early, months early and come back months late. They were very kind to me. It was a wonderful gig. So I don't knock it. And I was able to raise a kid. So I'm very fond of, and I love teaching. I love children. So that worked out very well.
Yeah, I'm doing it too. I started teaching 2 weeks ago. So I'm
Oh,
Right.
Where are you
How's that
teaching,
going?
Dave?
in
Where are you
Maryland,
teaching?
right?
adjunct stuff. I'm teaching at 2 local universities that I want.
Oh, great.
Yeah, but
Great.
still, that's terrific. You just got there, and you got work
Yeah,
anyway.
it was kind of nice. I bribed people, I blew people. It was a lot.
That's great. That's great.
Careful, you know.
Adjuncts.
You don't want your
Yeah, be-
license revoked.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
That's true. Joyce,
be-
give my regards to Robert Viagas when you get to him.
and I'm sure he gives regards to all of us, since he knows all of us, I'm sure. So, guys, it's been fabulous. It's been wonderful. Roger, please come back. Tell us more stories about people and play the game with us too. And you guys, I hope to see you next week here on Dave's Gone By.
Bye.
Take care, love.
So I'm just
You
gonna
better.
Thank you,
let
Dave.
you go individually. Everybody, kiss and wave. Kiss and wave.
I am, but you can't see me.
Oh,
This is Ray Charles
Oh, signing off, right.
signing off. I can't
Ray.
stop loving you.
Oh, here we go. Bye, Ray.
Bye.
And it's just me, Dave Lefkowitz, here in the Daverhood with the 800, good Lord, 863rd episode of Dave's Gone By, live on this Saturday morning. It is, what month is it? September. Joyce is take it down.
Take it down.
Take it. I wasn't trying to battle like a little bit of. There's not a lot of sound out here.
No, I think you come off very clear and loud. So
I'm hyper. Good. Okay, so
yeah, descansaste.
Live here on this September.
Do it like Mr. Rogers, in the Daverhood.
Here on this September 10th, 2022.
You put on your sweater.
I gotta take this off. I'll take off my shoes and my sweater.
Don't you be my neighbor.
Time to feed the fish.
Yes, feed the fish.
I'm more like Bob Ross than even in Mr. Rogers.
No, that's Mr. Rogers. That's the vibe.
Yeah. Welcome to the Daverhood. And this is our 863rd
If you were
episode.
painting, you'd be Bob Ross.
You're special.
Oh,
You're special. I'm special. I travel on the special
bus. That reminds
bus.
me of that the smaller guy. What do you want to do? Because
But
it's already 11:42.
Yeah, we're fine. Well, we'll do a little bit of Greeley Crimes and Old Times.
Okay.
Then we'll do the Colorado Limerick of the Damned.
Okay.
I'll mention the Friends of the Daverhood, and we're out of here. We'll be done by like 2:30. So here's the deal.
By 2:30?
I know. So here's the deal.
Okay.
No. Let's move on with the program. This episode of Dave's Gone By, because we do have some Greeley Crimes and Old Times. There's criminality that has been building up. These come from, and as I've mentioned before, I keep forgetting to show David Sheward the Spotsylvania Museum.
You have to show him next time. You might want to see it.
Always forget. Anyway, but here's the Greeley Tribune, actual real newspaper that covers things
you better
like...
not, you're in a garden. I wouldn't, and don't angry the trees.
You're right. So there's two columns, real actual columns in a real actual newspaper based on real things. So one of them has to do with phone calls that come into the local police department from people who see weird things happening in the neighborhood, and they want to tell the cops, hey, check this out. Also, there's something called 100 Years Ago, where our friend Mike Peters goes through the papers back from 100 years ago and looks for the weirdest, goofiest, funniest things that were actually published back in 1922. We mix both of these up, and we like to call this segment Greeley Crimes and Old Times. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, Greeley Crimes and Old Times, where I select from the paper. I am hyper. This is how I do the show. This is how I am in front of the kids for every morning, hour after hour. Yeah. All right. So here's time for some criminality. I was about to say the year is. So no, different segment. Here's it goes. This happened within a week or two or three in northern Colorado. A man at an 8th Avenue fast food restaurant asked police to check his food for chloroform because his tongue started going numb after he ate. I eat like that. I go num 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 num.
That's a real. I watched that spy thing on Netflix. That's real.
It could be, or it could have fugu. It could have numbed his senses a little bit. Doesn't say what restaurant it is. They don't do that in the paper.
No, that's good.
By the way, there was a caller on 34th Avenue who reported seeing a man with a top hat spinning around a light pole.
Oh, that's Gene Kelly.
Yeah, right. I don't know if it was raining, but he's kind of just spinning around in a top hat. Probably some kid from UNC acting, acting major.
Maybe he was hallucinating.
The dancer or the actual person?
Both.
Yeah, both. A caller on 23rd Avenue. Oh, hello. Hello, caller. I'm going to make myself deaf in this here. A caller on 23rd Avenue said a man wearing only underwear, so you know this is going to be good, yelled, quote, "You think I'm broke, baby, but I'm not."
That's CeeLo Green.
Oh, is it really? Is that where that's from? Oh, okay.
Maybe he was doing a reenactment of CeeLo Green.
And by the way, of all the people I would want to see in underwear, CeeLo Green. Just saying. Not that I'm beautiful in underwear, but we just saw a black butterfly. Beautiful.
Oh, look, and there's the deer.
Deer. Deer in the other yard. Oh, please, if the deer comes into our yard, if he's not spooked by my yapping, I'll turn the
No, I
the
think
computer
he's the
around.
one who sleeps there. I think he's gonna go schluft.
Oh, oh dear me.
Oh dear.
Aw. Maybe he'll come around and ask for money. I'll give him $1.
I gotcha.
You know, we see the daughter all the time of the deer. The daughter of the deer all the time. But then his son.
Oh dear God. I hear the phone, honey. I have to go.
A caller on 12th Avenue. Oh,
Right, let
they
me go.
were
Bring, bring, bring,
Bring,
bring,
bring,
bring,
bring.
bring, bring.
sitting next to me because this caller reported smelling gas
No, no.
after a woman shut off the building's entire electricity using a crowbar.
What? What the heck's going on down there?
I don't know what's going on in Greeley, Colorado, man.
Mm.
A woman shut off the building's entire electricity using a crowbar.
How do you do that? How would you even know how to do that?
I don't know. I don't even have something funny to say. It's just so, like, outrageously violent. Keep your eye on the deer.
I got him there.
I want to see him.
I think he's sleeping in the woods. That's
Oh,
like his
come
little
here,
den.
dear. Come to our yard. One more crime. A man
Hopefully it's not about deer.
on 10th Street said he saw unexplained lights in the sky,
Oh, no.
but they
Stars?
disappeared when he started recording.
You know, that's the case. That's the UFOs. Like, it's like Sasquatch or the Chupacabra. They always hide when you get out the camera.
Just when the camera's coming.
How do they know
Right,
that?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a miracle. I don't know how they know.
You know, I did see Chupacabra, and I said, funny, you don't look Jewish. Moving onward. Let's do some old...
I'm making that face of the
Yeah.
humph.
Let's do some old times. These are
Okay.
things that were in the actual paper 100 years ago. Local politician Charles Wheeler said he was sure he would win state office again if he could just eliminate useless holidays,
Oh, God.
like Colorado Day, for example.
He's never going to win.
I
How are
know.
you going to win on a platform like that? I'm just watching for the deer.
He said the only people who get off work that day are state workers. Like, yeah, he's going to make a lot of friends with that
You
platform.
know how many people work for the state? I mean, did he think that out? Who's
Yeah.
his campaign manager?
Maybe this led, though, to the creation of Potato Day.
Yeah.
Which I think was today. I think Potato Day is today in Greeley, Colorado.
Don't
Get
tell
out
him,
there. Show your love. Potato Day.
It won't be the same without you.
I know.
You were the official, unofficial mascot.
Potato Day. I mean, we should have like flown in.
You should have worn your potato costume.
You know, well, it's back in the Ark, I think.
Mm-mm.
We brought we didn't bring it. We should have brought
I
it.
thought we brought it. We'll have to look.
In a speech at Colorado State Teachers College, oh, we know it well, Dr. Edward Steiner criticized some too zealous patriots. Foreign-born, Dr. Steiner says he loves the country, but he has, quote, lost some respect for the flag because he saw young patriots forcing others to kneel down and kiss the flag, unquote.
That's a whole
That's a Saturday night for you.
That's a new way to do hazing. I mean,
Yeah.
I've heard of hazing.
But I like that. I like this idea of, like, you know, we need more people like him now. Is that you can be a patriot and love America, but you
Everybody
don't have
can be a
to
critical thinker.
be,
Come
you know,
on.
Tucker fucking Carlson. In another attempted auto theft, a man was seen trying to start an auto south of Alt. Alt is a
Oh,
little
no.
town in northern
Oh,
Colorado.
no.
The owner shouted at him and threatened to smash his head into a post.
Oh, God.
The man was arrested and later told the judge he thought the auto was abandoned. Therefore, he reasoned, it should have been the property of the first person who found it.
Is that this expression, finders, keepers, losers?
Well, yeah, it's an auto.
You can't do that with a car.
Like, nobody's near the car at the moment.
Yeah.
I
I'll just
saw it.
take
Yeah.
You can't do that. That's not good.
But this idea of smashing a guy's head into a post, people were violent back then. They really were.
People protected their property.
Oh, there was a column in a newspaper back in 1922. This is what the editors wrote for the Greeley Tribune Republican, it was called back then. One Sunday afternoon, when I was 10 years old, my boyfriend came over to take me for a ride in his pony cart.
Oh no. This
10
is
years
not
old.
good.
While we were riding, the sun was very hot, and I was holding an umbrella to shade my head.
Of course.
My boyfriend said his pony was getting hot, so he took my umbrella and held it over the pony's head,
Oh.
leaving me in the sun without even a hat.
Wow.
That ended my first love affair. You know, if the guy had done that in Central Park, he'd be a hero.
Yeah, that's who was the guy who used to be on your show? He was obsessed with
Brian
horses,
Gary.
yeah?
Brian Gary used to come on here. The grandson of Eddie Cantor. He would come on this program and rant. He's not alone about the way horses were treated in carriage rides in Central Park. And a week ago in New York, front page of the New York Post, a horse collapsed, and the driver was like whipping it, trying to get him off the pavement. And this is really going to probably finally stop the carriage rides. And it took, as always, it takes the death. It takes the horror. You know, it's been wrong for 1,000,000 years. It takes Bill Cosby putting like his whole arm up a woman's ass to, not really. Feels like pudding. to finally, for after 30 years, people saying, you know, Bill Cosby probably didn't treat women so well. You know, it just takes that one. You know, the 6 millionth Jew, 5,999,000, yeah. But the 6 millionth Jew Holocaust, not so good. All right, let's go back to some. I don't have any other places this time. Yes, I do. I can put this under other, and let's put this under Hollywood/independent film.
Okay.
There's a movie now coming out this month, just in time for Halloween, called Blood and Honey. Because a few years back, the A.A. Milne Winnie the Pooh franchise went public domain. Those books were written, those characters were created long enough ago that they are in public domain. Anybody can do anything they want with Winnie the Pooh and those characters.
Don't say it. I hope not.
So now there is a Winnie the Pooh horror movie.
Oh no.
Called Blood and Honey.
Not Winnie. Poor Winnie. Poor Eeyore.
Oh, Pooh. Christopher Robin has gone away to college, abandoned his old friends, it's like Toy Story 2, come back and found his old friends Pooh and Tigger have become homicidal maniacs.
I don't want to see that.
They're murdering women in pools, they're chopping heads off. I mean,
what about some poor children who might think it's irrelevant? That's terrible.
Not only would they be triggered, they'd be tiggered.
Yes,
so that would be,
that's horrible. What a horrible thing.
Someone wrote that says, when Pooh kills someone, does he go, oh, bother.
Oh my goodness.
But this is real. There's a trailer out. It's horrible, and it's not animated. It's guys in masks of
that's
Pooh.
even worse.
Yeah,
that's
it is
even
worse.
More creepy.
Yeah.
It's even more creepy.
It'd be cool if someone died going ew.
That's they probably did.
Yeah.
Oh, look at the deers right there. She's there. See between the two sheds. No, you're not looking.
Off the two sheds, Jackson.
Right here. See so she between the two sheds, the brown shed.
Come this way.
Yeah, she's going that way. Gate. Oh. She can't. There's a gate there.
Darn. Oh, come here, dear. Oh well. Anyway, let's do some more Greeley Crimes and Old Times, and then we'll put this segment to bed, and then be close to putting this episode to bed. Let's see. A caller.
Ring.
Near 25th Street, reported someone was dropping off large bags of poisoned cat food in the neighborhood.
What?
Like,
how do you know that?
Yeah, how do you know it's poisoned?
Maybe it's the guy who had the tongue, the chloroform tongue.
Maybe he was eating the cat food, because he couldn't afford it. Even though cat food is more expensive than people food now.
Yeah.
He ate some. He said, well, this ain't good. This is like the Chinese cat food that they make. And
he got...
I don't know. I'm making all this up.
There's no follow-up?
No, there's no follow-up. Someone's throwing out, or delivering bags of poisoned cat food in the neighborhood.
Oh, great.
It's like, Friskies, but hey! No, don't even want to know. Let's do another couple of these. A caller on Center Place Drive reported a large black bag near the entrance of a burger restaurant smelled really bad.
Maybe that was the chloroform. Oh, it's all these wish things.
Maybe it's the cat food they're using in the burgers. I'm sorry, we're being inundated with these little floaty white things that just flew up instead of into the camera. You can't get we gotta send them to Roger Simon's studio to teach these things to act.
I saw Robert write that thing and now it's gone, so I think he must have wrote me and then deleted it, but you need to reach out to him.
Oh wow, okay. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, happy to have him back on the show. Let's see. A man on 18th Street said his ex-wife refused to give him the password for TurboTax. Imagine running to the phone,
would you
like,
call the
police,
police?
police, 911. I need the code for TurboTax. And
Shouldn't you just call TurboTax?
or do your own?
Yeah.
Wouldn't he be filing on his own at this point?
I
If he's
think,
an ex-
I
if-
think
yeah.
this is leading toward the end of their time together as people.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I think the deer's behind the neighbor's shed.
Now, here's the deal. We just talked about someone reporting people dropping off bags of poison cat food.
Yes.
A caller on 22nd Street was having issues with someone throwing bags of dog food on the road. What's going on in Greeley, Colorado with animal food?
Maybe there's like a deranged shelter worker. Animal shelter worker.
Up in Wyoming, bags of monkey chow found on the highway.
I want to tighten this. So look,
Oh, it's going to
this
be...
one's loose. Yeah,
Oh,
we
no.
gotta
Oh, we got
this
to tighten that more.
one.
Joyce is also sitting on one of these lovely, lovely
I
patio
love it,
chairs
but
we
it's
got.
just we didn't tighten the
We didn't
arms.
tighten it enough. Yeah. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, and not a moment too soon, our last Greeley Climate old time of the morning. A caller on 13th Street said a man was threatening to kill pickleball players on the court.
Right. Yeah, but isn't pickleball is like a really vicious game? You know,
Oh,
he's
is
like,
it?
I'm gonna
Is
kill
it?
you. Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
It's worse than like the MMA or those martial arts that have no restrictions. Pickleball's
Pickleball. Yeah, I tried lifting those rackets, but they were too cumbersome. Yeah.
Sometimes you're sweet and other times you're sour.
Really? Hey, honey, when you married me, that was the deal. I speared her on that one. But, I better end this segment right now.
Oh,
This was
shit.
Greeley Crimes and Old Times, ladies and gentlemen, here on Dave's Gone By.
Mr. Horace Greeley was no fool. I'm sure that you'll agree with me that Greeley was no fool.
What he is getting at is that Mr. Greeley was no fool.
Yippee-yi.
Yippee-yi, 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 yi, yi, yippee-yi, yippee-yi, yippee-yi.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is noon Eastern Time here in the Daverhood. You're watching the 863rd episode of Dave's Gone By. We've been calling it Gimme Hendricks, get it? Because of Roger Hendricks
That's
Simon,
very cute, yeah.
our guest in the
It was a
Daverhood.
great interview.
Yeah, he was wondering. I
What
wish
an
we had more
interesting
time.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, did he write a book or am I confused?
I feel like he wrote a book
I
about
think
acting,
with
but I
Robert,
don't know.
I'm confused
Yeah.
about the ghost book. Yeah.
But Roger Hendricks Simon, yay.
Mhm.
Go see him in Love, Sex, and Real Estate,
Yeah.
playing at the Chain Theater from
Starts
September
in
16th
September, yeah.
to this week, September 16th,
Oh,
like
wow.
Friday, I think,
Jeez.
through
Must be rehearsing.
October 1st. It's over on 36th Street and 8th Avenue. Also go see him in the movie Love in Kilnary, which is going to be playing in the festival circuit, movie theaters, and then it'll come eventually to, well, not so far away. It'll apparently come to streaming, and you can watch it that way. Love in Kilnary. And just look for him. He says he's going to be in like 5 movies in the upcoming year. Roger Hendricks Simon. Yay. So, he's a new friend of the Daverhood. David Sheward, our old friend of the Daverhood. You can read his reviews at theaterlife.com and culturaldaily.com. Leslie Hoban Blake, watch her on Two on the Aisle with Charlie Gross on the YouTube Two on the Aisle channel. But we have other friends of the Daverhood. We have other people who have been on this program over the past 20 years
Sure, of
who are
course.
still doing amazing things, and we like to talk about them. We call that the Friends of the Daverhood. Yes, the Friends of the Daverhood this week include, want to give a big mazel tov and congratulations to the great, truly I use this word for reals, the great singer-songwriter Tom Paxton,
Wow.
who has a new album out called All New. It's kind of a combo album with his friends Kathy Fink and Marcy Markser, who have been making folk music for about 30, 40 years also. He's been doing it for 60. But Tom Paxton, get his new album, All New. Congratulations also that just a week or two ago, in August, Karen Finley, you love Karen Finley,
Oh, yeah.
did an
NE85,
interview
NE85.
with a broadcaster named Helga on WNYC Radio in New York. You can find it at WNYCstudios.org. It's Finley talking about her life and career, much as she did on this program. And congratulations also to Phoebe Legere, who has a brand new single out called Machine Dazzle. All these people, friends of the Daverhood, doing new things all the time. Want to let you know that tomorrow, on September 11th, Beth Malone is doing a Malone Alone concert.
Oh, that's a great name.
At Theater Aspen
What a
in
great
Colorado.
name.
Malone Alone,
That's
right?
a great name.
Yeah. So go see Beth Malone. She's a real Colorado person, went to the University of Northern Colorado, and still has a lot of friends there with the professors. Theater Aspen. She will be tomorrow,
Alone.
September 11th. And then September 12th, on Monday, Steve Ross is doing a tribute to Eric Michael Gillette, who's getting an ASA award. So a lot of people are going to be there rewarding Gillette. This is at Chelsea Table and Stage, Steve Ross. This is Monday night. Or, speaking of cabaret, also on Monday night, Karen Akers, a legend. She is doing her new show, Among My Souvenirs, at Birdland on West 44th Street. And also Monday. And also cabaret. Jeff Harner, our friend Jeff Harner, is directing our recent friend Becca Kidwell in her solo musical show at Don't Tell Mama. Lots and lots of things, lots of cabaret to see on Monday night in New York. Starting on Tuesday, September 13th, Lilius White takes, look at this. I love the serendipity of these things, the unplanned serendipity of radio, of podcasts. When we were doing the quiz, and we were talking about the trickster, Hermes.
Oh, yes.
In that character, what was it in relation? It was the pinky finger. Was related to Hermes. Starting on Monday, on Broadway,
Whoa.
Lilius White takes over as Hermes in Hagestown at the Walter Kerr
I thought
Theater.
you were going to be Hermes.
Yeah. No, I was going to be herpes.
Oh.
Or, as the French would say, herpes.
Oh, like
Simples.
Hermes.
Do it. Oui. So, congratulations to our friend Lilius White. Jeff Harner, he's real busy. He's directing Josephine Songes, or Sangus, in her cabaret show at the Laurie Beachman Theater, and playing now only through the middle of September. You really have only one more week now to catch on Broadway Dear Evan Hansen. And then it's gone, and Christian Knoll is in it. Playing now, it says through September 24th. I'm sure it's going on way past that. Saturday nights, 5:30 at Birdland, Eric Comstock and Barbara Fasano. Go get tickets at birdlandjazz.com. And then, Irene Sankoff and David Hines' wonderful musical, Come From Away, that is playing only through the beginning of October. You have one more month to catch Come From Away at the Schoenfeld Theater. And then, now playing, I'm going to pre-announce, well, no, it's not a pre-announcement, for a limited run, off-Broadway, Hal Linden, our friend Hal Linden, and Bernie Capel of Get Smart and The Love Boat.
Sure.
They're in a show called Two Jews Talking. Barring some kind of special problematic event, Bernie Capel and our friend Hal Linden will be in the Daverhood next week talking to Rabbi Saul Solomon, being three Jews talking.
And you may have your new desk. I mean, that
well, the
just
problem is I'm going to be, Rabbi Saul is going to be taping this on Tuesday. So this could get really interesting.
Between 2 and 5?
No.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay, that's good.
we made it. We did it.
That's
Okay.
good. Yeah, okay.
So, yay. But barring eventualities, these are two old. Hal Linden, I think, is 91. Bernie Capel is, I think, 89 or something like that. But God willing, they will be with us in the Daverhood on the next episode of Dave's Gone By. So go see them in their show. It's called Two Jews Talking. You can see it off-Broadway. I forgot to note the theater that it's in.
They could Google.
Yeah, you can Google. By the way, on Broadway, in Funny Girl, Tova Feldshuh taking over for Jane Lynch. And the reviews have been spectacular.
Oh, really?
Leah Michelle is in there.
Really?
Tova got great reviews. Leah Michelle's got, it's like apparently a whole new show.
So now, that's great. I bet you the people who bought tickets way ahead are very happy.
Yeah.
Like if they bought tickets
It's at the August Wilson Theater. So Feldshuh got as great reviews as Leah Michelle did. So go see it.
Yeah.
Go see them both. Aladdin on Broadway has music, of course, by Alan Menken. That's at the New Amsterdam Theater. Mencken also wrote the music for Little Shop of Horrors, which is off-Broadway featuring our friend Stuart Zagnett. That is at the West Side Theater. Jim Caruso's Cast Party every Monday night at Birdland. StageBuddy.com is
that
one.
an airplane? I've never heard that.
I know. Wow. This is.
It's like an airplane.
They're trumpeting the greatness of StageBuddy.com, which is a website founded and run by our friend Evan Seplow. And finally, Dr. Demento doing new and old
What is
Dr.
that?
Plane? Airplane. I guess it's a low flight path.
Wow.
Yeah. Dr. Demento shows at drdemento.com. Going to shout out to Bob Cudmore, who does podcasts about upstate New York history at bobcudmore.com. And finally, and last but certainly not least, still wishing a big refuah shlema to our friend Mary Shenbarnage, who's been getting over God knows what kind of thing. It's taking months, but improving all the time. So a big shout out with love to the wonderful Mary Shenbarnage. And those, my friends, are the friends of the Daverhood. So what a lovely show that we put together, huh?
That's insane.
We had. So, what do you mean? What's insane?
I'm glad Leslie. I texted her and she joined in.
Yeah.
We booked your desk. You had a lovely guest. You had Leslie won the quiz.
Leslie won the quiz. That's not insane. That's happened before.
I don't think I was hallucinating, but I did see Robert Viagas chat and then delete it, or maybe he thought he was chatting me privately. You have to reach out to Robert.
Sometimes those things disappear. Those messages are there, then they're gone.
I saw that. I mean, maybe
we saw a deer. Did the deer go away? He went around back.
I think he's sleeping behind the shed. A lot of butterflies.
So a beautiful, happy, delightful
maybe
episode.
You should just end there and not do your pun.
Well, here's the deal, folks. I was debating middle of the week. I'm like, I've got so much to do with school, and I've got to prepare this and slides and PowerPoint and and grade all these papers. I don't want to do the show. And I talk myself hoarse because I do 3 hours 3 times a week, and then an extra 3 hours on Wednesday nights. So it's just like I can't. And then it pulls me back in.
You couldn't not.
I love doing this so much. The energy that it brings in me. And the joy, and hearing your comments, and people giving me thumbs up and writing to me.
Them, I can't do. I'm going to try Facebook on my phone. I've been trying,
but remember that you can write to me.
To do it.
davesgoneby@aol.com is the way to do that. davesgoneby@aol.com. Check my Twitter feed, Radio Dave 2. Rabbi Saul Solomon, by the way, he has his own website, shalomdammit.com, and his own Twitter feed. At Rabbi Saul Solomon, at Rabbi Saul. Check us all out, please. And do check out my other website, davelefkowitz.org. This is not for the show. This is just my writings, the many, many reviews that I've written over the years, the interviews I've done with people, the plays I've written, the songs I've written. We're compiling, when I have a free moment to breathe, I'll get back to it. But just all this stuff, literally more than 1,000 pieces of writing at davelefkowitz.org, and searchable, of course, in different sections. Check it out. Please do. Well, speaking of writings, I have one more item to share.
What town is it? I forgot.
Well, first of all, I apologize for last week.
Okay.
I should apologize for all of these Colorado limericks of the damned, but I didn't think that I had done this old limerick before.
Oh, you repeated
And then I
one?
checked again, and I repeated it. It was
That's
Merino.
That might be good. Maybe, bring it, redo it.
So, my fault entirely. This time, I think this is a new one that I haven't done on this program. It's a Colorado limerick of the damned. Joyce and I lived in Colorado for a bunch of years, and I got it into my crazy head to write a poem about as many places in Colorado as I could. And since these are limericks, they're generally rude, vile, disgusting, horrible, evil, and sick, and twisted, and reprehensible. And I have a new one. It's from Swink, Colorado. Swink, Colorado, our Colorado limerick of the day. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah. I am.
A limerick is a comic verse of 5 lines, in which lines 1, 2, and 5 will end with words that rhyme. And likewise, verses 3 and 4 also end with words that rhyme. So this is a limerick.
Rocky Mountain, Colorado.
Oh, Colorado, Rado, indeed. Rocky Mountain High we get with our Colorado limerick of the damned. And yes, there is a town in Otero County in southeast Colorado called Swink. It's got a population of about 600, 700 people.
Wow.
So it's not tiny, tiny.
Small, but small.
Did you know it's part of Colorado's Mustang network? So it's more commutable than when we were living.
Okay. That's good.
Now, there's actually this guy, George Washington Swink, was a retailer and cattleman in Bent County, Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
He also later became a mayor and senator.
Mm-hmm.
He soon bought up thousands of acres of land and began selling cantaloupes and watermelons and alfalfa. You know what? This is not a joke. George Washington Swink invented the cantaloupe crate.
Oh, nice.
Instead, they used to use barrels. They
Makes
happily got
sense to
rotten
keep
and
it doesn't roll.
yeah, brilliant. He also started Watermelon Day in
like
Rocky
Potato
Ford,
Day.
Colorado. Watermelon
Very
Day.
suspicious.
Yeah, I heard it was the pits, but you never know.
That's funny.
So the folks in Swink, Colorado, chose to name their town after him. And you can buy a 2-bedroom house in Swink now for a little over $200K.
Nice.
So nice little town in Colorado.
Yeah.
This is not a nice little poem. So take the kids out of the room. Ladies and gentlemen, our Colorado Limerick of the Damned for Swink. Oh no, this is big. This has to be big.
Oh.
Swink, Colorado. There is a young lady in Swink
Oh no.
whose pussy is
David.
perfectly pink. But if you get closer, you best hold your nose, sir, 'cause boy does it give off a stink.
The poor people of Swink.
Yes, this is going to be on the motto. This is going to be on their flag. Boy, does it give off a stink. I'm not talking about the town.
I know.
I was just talking about
know.
one
That's
one
worse.
woman there.
That's
you know,
worse because there's 600 people.
it looks good, but it tastes terrible. Which, let's face it.
Move on. Thank
Moving.
everybody.
Please send
you.
your comments and complaints to davesgoneby@AOL.com, davesgoneby@AOL.com. Also, you can message me on our Facebook page, which we can read, but then they disappear. But also try and message me there or post on there.
I'm going to go see if I can see it.
If you know people who might like this show, will anyone ever like this? Please tell them. Tell them about Dave's Gone By. Tell them about davesgoneby.com, where they can watch older episodes, or join us every Saturday from 9 until noon or thereabouts for a new episode of the program. I'm going to try keeping them going. It's going to be tough as the semester goes on, and I might need just a little bit of a... I mean, I used to do this years ago when I was teaching at another university. One year I did it when I was teaching 5 classes and still came on the radio every weekend, but it's a lot. It's a lot. I'm trying. I'm older, but we'll keep it going. And I'm certainly going to be here next week, God willing, because we'll have a program featuring me, Rabbi Sol Solomon, David Sheward, Leslie Hoban Blake, and our guests, friend of the Daverhood, Hal Linden. He was on a few years ago. If you want to catch our interview with him back then, you
But I
can
can't
in the
find text
archives.
From Robert, but Cynthia says congratulations.
Well, thank you, Cynthia. Thank you so much. And also, hopefully our new friend of the Daverhood, Bernie Capel, from Siegfried and Get Smart, and Doc on Love Boat, Bernie friggin' Capel. I promoted it already too much. I'm sure they're going to drop out last minute or, God forbid, have a health thing. Please, 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 please. We're pre-taping, so let it work out okay. And next week on the 864th episode of Dave's Gone By, oh, what fun we will have. Until then, I want to thank my darling and adorable, wonderful wife, Joyce, for her help and love and her support for all of my life, plus this show. And thank you to all of you for watching, for your messages, for checking us out on archive.com, davesgoneby.com, davelefkowitz.org, bloggy blues. Time to end the show. It's 12:15. Time to leave the Daverhood in the hands of Dick Shawn. No, see, you have to roll back 2 hours to get that joke. And gone by.
Days gone by, days gone by, there goes the neighborhood. Days gone by, there goes the neighborhood.
And maybe next week we'll see the deer.